when she walked in my office at the Hoover Institution, I kept the door open. I had one of my research people with me the whole time. And the way she changed accents and how she was dressed, you would have to be a stupid, narcissistic idiot to
Hey, that's Swalwell.
fall for that. I'm serious. In my case, it was maybe he would say it's easier because I'm an old man. But my point was, it was about 10 or 12 years ago, and he fell for that. And he got involved with her when he was on the House Intelligence Committee. So, end of story with that guy. He's anybody who would fall for her. Honeypot, it was just a joke. Anybody could see that.
And so that explains his stupid ex
Anything he
post.
says, he's a Beto O'Rourke of the
That's good. Isn't that great?
That's great.
Yeah.
Well,
Victor
yeah, he
Davis
was an
Hanson.
idiot, man.
Well, he was, and he's still. By the way, he's still alive, so we can assume safely that he's still an idiot.
I don't think he's improved in that regard. I think he's probably still a very stupid guy.
I mean, he's unemployed at the moment, but still,
right.
he's an idiot and sleeping with a Chinese spy. At the same time, there's something about California, because at the same time, Dianne Feinstein had a Chinese spy driving her around for 20-some-odd years while she's riding in the back making phone calls on the Intel Committee and everything else.
You don't have to be James Bond to, get stupid people and well, and I think he's right, about the narcissism, I mean, all she had to do was bat her eyes at the guy, and you drove Pelosi around for 20 years, and she didn't know what was going on. These are not deep thinkers.
You don't have to be a James Bond to understand that China owns all of these people.
Right.
That's why they can fly balloons overhead. They can bring in all the people they want to. They own every single one of these people and have for years now. They've been all up inside of our politics, paying these people off, buying them off, sleeping with them, doing everything they can to get intel on the United States. That's the fact of what we now know.
Oh, yeah, well,
people.
obviously. I mean, I think the balloon thing told us all we needed to know. I mean, the president of the United States let that thing traipse across the entire country. Circling over military bases. That's a hobby balloon.
His crackhead son flies over there and brings back $5 million in his pocket. Not a bad day.
The Fang thing with Swalwell is almost like the lowest ring of this whole thing.
Sure.
I mean, the fact that they owned a president for 4 years is pretty stupid.
Well, and before that, he was a vice president and a senator.
Right. And he's been owned for a long time.
And I believe the same is true about Barack. But Barack, through Anita Dunn and all the rest of them, I believe he's been working with them too. We know that about Tim Walz. Tim Walz celebrated his wedding in Tiananmen Square.
Right. I personally think Obama's more of a jihadist, but that's just me. It doesn't mean China doesn't own a left butt cheek of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about the visual.
It's all right. It's okay. Tell you about my friends over at Quarter Moon AC and Plumbing for your home. The only name and the only number you need in your And we're Ware Rima, KTSA.
Laura Ingraham did a really good, interesting segment last night on the public education system cooking the books on kids that they're graduating who are illiterate. And she started off with a couple of videos of some teachers, actually, who I think were senior-level teachers, and they get kids into their classes, and they can't read, and they're getting ready to graduate. And they were, upset about that. And she interviewed a woman named Samira Hardcastle, who used to work at John F. Kennedy Middle School in Antioch, Tennessee. And she ended up resigning. She was once, last year, awarded Teacher of the Year. She's an art teacher, and she ended up resigning because she had a student who didn't do their assignments. And so she failed the kid. Mom shows up and starts haranguing the school. And she even gave this kid several opportunities to make up the work. The kid still didn't do it. And the school was demanding that she change the kid's grade to a passing grade, and she ended up resigning. I had posted about this yesterday as part of the prep, and I have a friend whom I've known for about 45 years who's a teacher, and she commented this: I lost a job because I refused to change grades when the administration requested it. They said I wasn't a good fit for their school. Trying to hold kids accountable and actually preparing them for the real world just doesn't fly in education anymore. It is so sad. You have to wonder, because we talk all the time about how, there's a lot of propaganda, a lot of political stuff in the classroom, but yet simultaneously they're not being taught reading comprehension skills. They're not being taught math. We talked about that, about kids showing up to college-level classes and they don't know remedial math. They don't know unified math that most of us learned in middle school. And you have to wonder just how extensive this cooking the books is going on, where they're just graduating kids and basically giving them grades they don't deserve so they can have the numbers to say, look at all these kids we graduated, but they're graduating people who are functionally illiterate. I mean, you and I have talked about this all the time. You meet people who are relatively recent products of the public education system, and they don't know basic history. One of the videos I saw, an English teacher was weeping on camera because he said, I got a class full of seniors, and they don't understand basic sentence structure. They don't understand capitalization. They don't understand basic punctuation. He said, by the time they get to me, I've got to basically teach them 6 years of English to get them up to speed just to teach what I teach at the senior high level. It's really, you and I think both agree on why this is going on. If you want to take over a country, if you want to establish a fascist or communist state, you need people who will not be able to intellectually question anything you say to them. And so we're producing a few generations of people who are not going to be capable of critical thinking. If the government starts taking away their rights, they'll be losing rights they don't even know they have. It's a sin against these young people. That's what's going on.
Well, anyone who has faith in government schools, I feel sorry for you. Well, I don't feel sorry for you because you should know better. You should know a whole lot better if you're still trusting your child's mind to a government school for 8 hours a day. They are here in 2026, and they have been for quite some time, for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to train activists for leftism in this country. Because, Sean, they may not know how to read, they may not know how to write, they may not know how to capitalize at the beginning of a sentence or period at the end of the sentence, but, man, they can sure grab a sign and march outside, which they do all the time.
Oh, sure.
These are not institutions for higher learning, for education, for preparing them for the future. These are institutions meant to train left-wing Democrat activists.
Well,
that's what they do.
They're also violent thugs. You look at the people who have committed acts of political violence, they're the very same people. And the people holding the signs can't even explain to you why they're holding the freaking sign. They're like the brown shirts. They're just a gang of moronic thugs. And that's what the school systems are producing.
You didn't bring up Allison Roberts yet, the mom out of Portland, Oregon, whose child, 11-year-old child, was going to school, and they did all this tranny education, which is, what does that have to do with preparing you for the future? And when she complained about it, They put out a no trespassing warning on her, and she can't even go to her kid's graduation.
I have the story I was going to bring up later on.
It fits here. It fits here.
They were giving the kids an assignment with, I think, an inclusivity flower where they had to talk about their own, what their gender identity is, and mom had a problem with that. She wrote a letter. She was handing out the letter, and they banned her from all school activities.
This is what we're talking about. This is exactly it. Government education today takes your money right now, your money that you work hard for, and they give it to these institutions that do nothing but train left-wing activists for the future. These kids know, like I said, they know how to carry a sign. They know how to yell into a bullhorn. They know how to do all of that stuff, but they don't even know. They have no idea how this country began or the sacrifice that was made to start this country. They couldn't tell you
know
that.
the basic civics of the government. They don't have basic understanding of history. They don't have a basic understanding of anything. And they're also simultaneously encouraging political violence.
The only way to educate children for the future in this country right now has to be through good quality Christian education, like Cornerstone Christian schools, or moms and dads homeschooling their kids. Government schools will not do it for you. They're done.
It's not just kids. You know how many adults I heard yesterday going, I didn't know that's how city council and our municipal government work.
Of course. And that's how it is. And that's how you get here. Because government education has been teaching people for years this stuff. More Ware and Rima coming up, KTSA.
Hey, it's Sean. If you want to... Planning his next move as danger continues in the Strait of Hormuz. An oil tanker might be causing a strain on some people's mental health.
In court filings, Meta estimates it could be
Well, I got some random stuff I just want to run through real quick to start this hour. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. The DSA,
Yes.
Democrat Socialists of America, which should be the DCA, which would be the Democrat Communists of America. They've got a steering committee that meets, and they do it a lot of time by Zoom, where they decide what they're going to bring up and their candidates and what their candidates are going to represent themselves and what they're going to fight for, what their platform is, and so on. And it's kind of important that we know because they now control one of the major parties in America. And with that control, I don't care what Carville says. He told Jesse last night, they're a very small person. They're not a big deal in our party. Yeah, they are controlling the party. And the steering committee, Cliff Connolly's on the steering committee. They had a Zoom meeting to figure out what goes in their platform next, and this is what he said.
So the two things that we're famous for is our commitment to a program and our hatred of the United States Constitution. And what the program does is it gives us a roadmap to revolution.
There you go. So they hate the United States Constitution. So the idea is once they get into power after the midterms, they're going to go after the Constitution and try to dismantle it the best they can so they can bring about a revolution. All I can say is from the boys that I know, at least in moving my circles, good freaking luck. Good luck trying to have your communist revolution here in the United States. You pulled that off with the Bolsheviks. You pulled that off in the USSR. You pulled it off in China because none of them had the Second Amendment. We have a Second Amendment in the United States of America. We've always had the Second Amendment in the United States, and we have about 350 million guns across the United States of America. So good luck, you guys. You want to bring about a revolution, you better bring everything you got because these guys in America, they're not going to stand for it.
Well, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. There's a whole lot of folks keeping their powder dry, as they say out there. I mean, I wonder, though, if how it happens will determine, what you can do about it. You know what I mean? Because if it happens in a very subtle legislative way, in a sense, we talk about incrementalism. And that the thing about communists, they're like terrorists, right? They evolve, they learn how to do it better. Rather than just having a white guard mowing people down, and stuff like that. You take over towns, you take over districts, you take over major cities bit by bit. And then, who are you going to shoot? I mean, what are you going to, how's that going to work? I mean, how do you think, what does that look like to you?
What's that?
Armed resistance against the scrapping of the Constitution.
Once they start coming for guns, and when they have moved beyond all that, and then they begin to get physical, there will be a pushback in this country. And I'm hoping that we stop it before then. That's why I'm talking about it. So we do it in the midterms and vote them out. Never give them a chance to get to it. That's the point about talking about it right now. The incrementalism that you're talking about is absolutely right. The place to stop it is at the ballot box so we don't get to the point where they show up at your front door saying you've got to bring your gun and turn it in or give us your gun, because that's not going to go well in Texas.
But I think also they're misjudging their ability at some point to use our own military to do that. You know what I mean? You'd almost need an army of morons and thugs like the brown shirts. Who the people they would be able to collect together as far as that in this country would be people who wouldn't be gun people or even know how to operate guns. I mean, I'm not saying what you're describing isn't something that's very real. I believe it is very real. I just think it would probably look a little different in this country than what we've seen in other establishment of communist states.
No doubt, but make no mistake, the military leadership in this country is left wing.
Right.
The military leadership. I'm not saying the troops. The military leadership in America is left wing. You get up the upper echelon, they're left wing, and they have been brought up in that kind of thinking and that kind of training for many, many years. So it's very political, and they lean to the left.
But you would need foot soldiers. You would need regular troops to do that. And would they?
Well, I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I'm not a prophet.
Either,
but what I am telling you is there's an element in this country that's not going to sit back and take it like they had to in other countries. They didn't have a choice in other countries.
They did that
and that's why Thomas Jefferson put the Second Amendment in.
Yeah, they did that at the front end. I mean, Hitler swept in and took all the guns immediately.
USSR,
yeah, so
China.
They didn't have any ability to push back.
That's right. So they have a dream. Their dream for the communist revolution in this country is destroying the Constitution and taking away your rights, and that's not going to go well, I don't believe.
I agree.
So again, I say, let's not get to that point.
Right.
Let's stop them at the ballot box before it gets to that place.
Wasn't another aspect of this that they're going to abolish ICE? I mean, I know that's, compared to scrapping the Constitution.
That's my next
That's
piece
your
of
next piece of paper.
right here. They have demanded now, that was the communists. Now the Democrat Party has written up their thing, and that's what you're talking about. The Democrat Party is demanding ICE be defunded, illegals be released, and this was their party committee, and give citizenship to all illegal aliens in the United States.
All of them.
All of them. This is a Gallup report, by the way, that says 900 million want to come from around the world want to come here. We all know what happens there. Our wages shrink. We have housing costs go up, slow productivity, and lower standards in the country when you let 900 million people from third world countries come to the United States. Then your country becomes a third world S-hole.
Right.
But again, also, these people are Democrat voters. That's why the Democrats are voting for this to happen, getting rid of ICE, bringing all these people here. The main reason they want them all to be people of citizens in this country, get a free path to citizenship, so they will vote Democrat.
Right.
Democrats can't sell what they've got. They have nothing
I've been
to
saying that for a
sell.
long time. They can't sell.
No.
They can't make an argument for what they for their agenda because rational, normal people, so to speak, don't want it.
That's right.
So you got to do it through subterfuge, and you got to do it through warm bodies that you drag across the border, or people come across the border. I mean, we've been talking about this now since
Forever,
Joe Biden
Sean.
was sworn in. Well, forever,
even
longer
before
than that.
that.
Yeah, longer than that.
Yeah, way before that, man. This has been a topic of discussion on this radio station since forever.
Doesn't it suck that you Democrats always have to cheat, man?
They don't care. You keep giving them morals.
We got I'm not moral. I'm just saying, we got Democrats listening to this show. It's like, don't you get sick of being the side that's always cheating?
They don't.
I guess not.
They don't have any morals. There's nothing in them that says, cheating is wrong. They don't feel that way about it.
Right.
And you can listen to their people speak. Their people speaking say the only thing that matters is winning. We don't care how we get there.
Yeah,
we don't care what we got to do.
Time.
We got to win.
Yeah.
The Wall Street Journal, and I've been saying this for a long time, the people that you see on TV and the people that are writing the stories in newspapers, they're what? Paid actors and actresses. They're on the payroll for other countries. The Wall Street Journal hid reporters' Soros-funded ties. The newsroom editor was paid by Soros at the Wall Street Journal. Vladimir Karaj was the name of the person and had written several pieces, and I guess might still be there at the Wall Street Journal. I don't know. But now we have uncovered that George Soros had been funding this individual to write these pieces in the vaulted Wall Street Journal. Everybody loves the Wall Street Journal.
Right.
But when you're on a take from Soros, you're going to say what the big daddy wants you to say.
Yeah, I forget who put out the report on that just about a month or two ago. We were talking about on the air. Just
this
how
is
many.
new.
No, that one's
That's
new.
not- yeah.
I'm saying you and I had talked about another report. I can't remember where it came from. Trump had referenced it in one of his speeches where you have all kinds of people throughout the quote-unquote news media who are getting paid by China and other countries to write what they write.
That's exactly right. They want you to hear a certain thing. Iran has a 400% food price increase right now. 400%. The regime says all is fine, but the people on the streets are paying 400% more for their food. General inflation. Check this out. What is our inflation here?
4 or 5%?
3%.
3%.
Yeah. General inflation over there is 80%. Their unemployment is 9.1%. Their currency is 1.88 million to $1. So their currency is worth nothing. It's not even worth less.
Literally,
it's worth
my
nothing.
white cloud is worth more than their paper money.
Iran's oil exports are at zero now. The regime has 2 to 3 months of survival, says the experts. They can't pay their troops now. They cannot pay the government employees anymore. And they've got a new crackdown going on. Women are now starting to come out and bare their legs. And you can't do that in Iran. First of all, other women start screaming at the women in the black hijabs with just the eye slit. They start screaming at them, and then the morality police comes up, and they say, we're going to beat you, we're going to lock you up if you don't put these pants on or this hijab on and put your headscarf on as well. Women are now starting to turn out in Tehran baring their legs, wearing shorts and wearing dresses.
In this country, we think it's an act of courage to post some crap on Facebook. You know what I mean? Look at me. I'm doing a TikTok video. Okay, showing a part of your body, showing your legs in a place
Just
like that, that's actually an act of courage.
Sure it is.
That takes, because you probably are going to die and not in a very pleasant way, because these people are stuck in the 7th century.
They're going to hang you.
They're going to hang you.
That's
Maybe
what they do.
Beat you up, throw some rocks at you, hit you with a stick.
Well, the first thing they do is they gang rape you because then you don't make it into paradise.
Sure.
So they gang rape
Plus,
you first,
the dudes
then
that
they
get to do
hang
the
you.
raping get to have some fun, too, while they're doing God's work. So, you know, it's all good.
The president's going after the straight.
I just think it's a great idea. Yeah, I mean, we control it. We control it with the blockade. We have a blockade. We control it with the blockade. And I like the idea of declaring it a territory.
Why might you do that?
We have total control over the strait. Now, they can be a nuisance. They can put a mine in the water, and people don't like having mines hit their billion-dollar ships, you know, et cetera. But the blockade has been very effective. And, you know, we're taking out, now maybe that will stop, or maybe it'll open up even further, but we're taking out millions of barrels of oil a week. If you look at the kind of numbers that we're doing, the strait is open, and the oil prices are coming down, and they will continue to come down unless we decide to do something far more drastic than we.
And that probably won't happen. More Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA got to see Dr. Havercorn here yesterday for Jack's event down in the Alamo Lounge. Really cool to get to see Dr. Havercorn. He's ready to see you, too, if you want to look at full mouth dental implants.
police, so it's good to know who he is and find out more about him. You know what's surreal to me? I mean, I was watching the coverage yesterday of Jared Kushner meeting with Hamas. We have this alleged 15-point peace deal between the Israelis, and it's just strange to me. I mean, we're a little over 2 years since the October 7th attacks, which we all remember watching the coverage, and about as barbarous as human beings can get, you know, as far as what they did on that day and how they did it. As we were saying at the time, and I think you even saw some of the footage, you said that the Hamas guys taking home movies while they're killing babies and killing women and
wish I could unsee it.
Doing some pretty horrific stuff.
Yep.
And, in fact, I looked it up just so I could be sure. 2 years and 10 days as of today. And yet we are meeting with Hamas like there's some sort of established government. And that issue is they're disarming themselves, demilitarizing, which they claim they're not going to do unless Israel demilitarizes simultaneously. And Israel is saying, no, you have to go first, and then we'll pull back. And I don't know. We haven't really talked about this particular issue on the air in recent times, but it's just what's surreal to me is that we are negotiating with them in any regard because they're animals. Hamas, they're a bunch of freaking animals, given what they did on that day 2 years and 10 days ago. I mean, I get geopolitics, and I understand diplomacy, and I understand how things work, and I get that. But it is just strange knowing that in some regard we're sitting across a table from these people. It's just weird to me.
Well, we don't negotiate with terrorists except these terrorists. And these organizations, whether it's Hezbollah to the north, whether it's Hamas in Gaza, or it's the Houthis over in Yemen, they are the terrorist arms that are funded by Iran. That's who they are. They're not legitimate governments.
No.
They are not legitimate organizations that run a government at all. They are terrorist organizations, and their one purpose for existence is to kill Jews. That's the only reason they're in place. It's the only reason they're funded by Iran. And why any of them are breathing right now is a mystery to me. Every last one of those Hamas bastards should have been killed after October 7th.
Oh, I agree.
This is unconscionable that they are even alive today after what they did. And it's not. And it wasn't just October 7th. That was the main.
Gotcha,
But they've been doing this for years. And Sean, not just to Jews, they've been doing this to their own people too.
Sure.
So they should have been obliterated. So should Hezbollah, and so should the Houthis. They are terrorists. It's like saying, yeah, we'll get along with ISIS. Sure, we like ISIS. We'll negotiate with ISIS. We'll sit down at a table with them. That's nuts.
You can't negotiate with people who are capable of doing that. You know, and we know what that was, whether you saw it or not, you know, back in the day. And again, these are people who are stuck in a certain point in history, and they never freaking evolved beyond their barbarous, you know, sick, psychotic past. And what they are capable to doing to other human beings and deriving joy from it while they do it is something I don't understand, and I'm thankful I don't. But, yeah, Jared's talking to him, you know, talking to Israel, talking to Hamas.
Well, and
hey, let's work it out, guys.
And he was asked, I've got the video, he was asked, you know, are they coming your direction? Well, they're saying all the nice things and the right things, but they're not doing anything about it. Well, then pull the trigger. You know, get this over with so that we can move on, and so the Palestinian people can move on.
Can have a life of some kind. You know, I agree. When this happened, when we were watching the coverage of the attacks, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, this is it for you as far as Bibi Netanyahu. You're all going to die. He's going to roll in there and decimate. And it just never happened, you know, and I wonder to what extent we had something to do with that, or Trump had something to do with that. But it is, yeah, it's frankly just 2 years out. It's a little weird to hear that we're negotiating with them in any regard you know.
Well, remember who was the president at the time.
Well,
and it wasn't Trump.
Well,
it
that's
was,
true.
It was
Yeah,
Barack
yeah,
Obama
right.
was the president who supports these people.
Right,
and
right.
thinks that they're on the right side of it.
Yeah.
So that's what caused all the problems. But as far as Trump is concerned, if I were him, I would just say, go get them. Just get rid of those rabid dogs, because that's all they are right now, and they need to go. They need to go
well,
bye-bye.
That's right. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, because Biden was out there calling for restraint. There was. I remember that now. Yeah.
It was awful.
It was awful because we were on the air going, what is he doing?
And now we know. I mean, yes, some saw these videos early on that were terrible, but they are now we know after the hostages were released, thanks to Trump, they were okay. Sorry, everybody, chill out. They were raping dead girls.
Ugh.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what these animals were doing. They should have been exterminated from the planet the minute this happened. We got to take a break. I want to tell you about my friends over at Alamo Water Softeners. They are just the most pleasant people that you're ever going to deal with. A family.
With a new name and a new location, 1132 Arion Parkway behind Northside Ford, off Nakoma and Jones-Malsberger. Jeff Lavender and his team still offer the same great service, the same wide selection, lots of choices.
It's going to be northbound at 3009. 2 left lanes blocked with that wreck. 20-minute delay. Slow from Evans. Road. Steves Avenue westbound at Probant. Make your commute easier. New homes in the most 500,000s. Discover affordable homeownership at Lennar.com today. Promotions and offers will vary by community. See a new home consultant for additional information and offer terms. Lennar is an equal housing opportunity builder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Triple-digit heat sticks with us this week. Mostly sunny today, the high of 100. Clear tonight, the low 77 along the Riverwalk and 70 in the Hill Country. Mostly sunny, still very hot Tuesday, the high back to 100. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterino with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
75 degrees and a heat index of 86. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood, News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Okay, 7:34. So the AP Top 25 college football stuff is out. Ohio State's number one. I'm sure you're on top of all this.
Oh yeah, I love football.
Yeah. You love watching big fat dudes run into each other.
I like watching knuckle-dragging weirdos slamming into each other
exactly
for 3
what
hours.
We do. That's right. That's right. And then we go to Evolve and get shots. Number five in the AP poll. Number 5. Everybody ready for number 5? The Longhorns, the Texas Longhorns.
Cool.
Wow. With Arch Manning going to have a breakout, stellar. I'm just clearing it right now, James.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the dopey-ass Longhorns.
I understand.
Horns down!
I understand what you're saying. I looked for Texas A&M here, and I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we are. We're in the top 10.
Okay, well,
we're number 8.
Okay, I was looking.
You didn't look good enough.
Well, that's always the problem. I never look good enough. Look at me. Look at us on YouTube right now. I never look good enough.
So the Longhorns are just going to let down their fans again, and the Aggies will get let down by our team again.
Well, see, that's the problem.
It's going to happen.
I don't know.
Christian, Elaine, you want to go grab a taco?
No, y'all take a break.
Go down the hallway and talk news in the sports station.
The SEC eats their own. We eat each other up. Yeah. So A&M and it's going to be hard for anyone to go undefeated anyway.
Did they get Ohio State correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You think?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
I don't have any doubt about that.
Are they good?
Yeah, so is Indiana. Indiana's the team they got wrong. They ranked Indiana 6th.
No, what is that all about?
Well, then how did you miss A&M being at 8?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
It's right there.
Anyway. And then there's this.
Thank you. Sit, relax. Oh, boy, it's great to be back. They said you can't come home again, but here I am. And if you thought the president hated Jimmy Kimmel Live when it was hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, buckle up, people. Buckle up.
Yeah. That's Rosie. She's doing a Kimmel show.
I've been living in Ireland for the past 2 years because of Mango Mussolini. I read that Project 2025 and said, gotta get myself out of here, And I decided to go to Ireland, a place where people are driven to drink regardless of who's running their country. I decided to move, and I took my little then 11-year-old kid with me, and I just said, whatever you do, don't tell anyone, because we don't want a lot of press and a lot of paparazzi, so please don't tell anyone. And they're a pretty smart kid. They got.
She said to her child, don't tell anyone, and yet she went on the internet every day and complained about Donald Trump. I'm in Ireland. You know where that is? You know where Ireland is? Well, that's where I am. I moved to Ireland because of Donald Trump, and I really hate Donald Trump. And I told my kids, don't say anything, but we're in Ireland. I'm in Ireland. I moved to Ireland. I'm on the internet. Somebody pay attention to me.
Not to mention, as far as her actual comedy, so to speak, doing an Irish drinking joke in the year 2026 is like doing a Howard Cosell imitation.
There's no fun.
Boy, she's hip.
There's no fun.
She's a double dose of obnoxious. She really is,
there's
man.
There's no fun in her. Anyway, she's on the Kimmel Show because she hates Trump. That's it.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
The only question that you had to answer to do that fill-in show was, how do you feel about Donald Trump? I hate him. Oh, you're in. Sign up.
She's really twisted by the Trump
hatred. And what
though.
network is that?
What that has Jimmy
I
Kimmel?
I know it.
You can answer. Go ahead.
ABC?
Uh-huh.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
I do believe this, and Adam Carolla has said something similar to this as well. I believe that ABC and CNN should lose their ability to broadcast through losing their license for a year.
I do too.
Because they need to sit down. They are liars. They are purveyors of lies. They continue to be so. The president brought that up about one of CNN's reporters in the White House yesterday.
Yes, he
How do you
did.
respond to those folks who say that you are prioritizing the interests of adversaries in North Korea over our longtime partners by scaling back the military exercises?
I'm making it much safer. You see, I'm actually making it much safer. Kim Jong-un has always treated me with great respect. And we met on numerous occasions, actually, 2 primary occasions, spoken and spent time. I understand him, he understands me. You're doing war games. I get along with him. You know, he didn't like Biden, he didn't like Obama, he didn't like anybody. But I get along with him very well. No, what I'm doing is making things safer.
Did he ask you specifically to scale back on those?
Quiet. You're very disrespectful. I've heard this young man. Okay? Don't you find her disrespectful? He understands. Quiet. Who are you with?
I'm with CNN.
Fake news.
I just wanted to follow up on the South Korea question.
You're a loud, boisterous person. You're fake news.
I was trying to find out if you had been talking to Kim Jong-un, if he had asked you to scale back on those military exercises.
Mr. President.
All right. So look, look, we are opinion people. That's what you
do. We're
that's what you and I do, okay?
Yeah.
And we get paid to sit here and tell everybody what we think about what's in the news, okay? That's not what they get paid to do. They are supposed to be objective journalists, and they hold their broadcast license to be objective news reporting journalists, but that's not what ABC does, and that's not what CNN does. They should have their license suspended. I'm going to give you an example going back to the COVID era right now that you can hear with your own ears of CNN making up a story. Now, you and I have gone through any number of stories over the years where they have completely made up stuff, fabricated facts, and they do it every day, both ABC and CNN. Here is CNN, a reporter who went down, I guess this was Miami or somewhere during the beginning of COVID. This was October of 2021 about the vaccine. This was in Miami. And this reporter found a dad who had just dropped his son off at an elementary school, and he's trying to fabricate a story because that's what CNN does.
Well, you know, I think it's a family decision, and we should respect, you know, like everybody's privacy.
It is a family decision, but it makes everyone safer because so many people have gotten the vaccinations. Tens of thousands of people are not dying.
There's a lot of people who get the vaccine and it's dying right now.
Nah, that's not true.
So, no, it is true.
No, it's not true.
Fox News says the truth.
Fox News says it's true, but that's definitely not true. It's false. That's the problem.
Fox News is the one that you can get, you know, like.
Now, let me just tell you, sir. The greatest scientists in the world know that this vaccine is saving lives. So my question for you
is not the
CNN was colluding at the time with the lead scientist, Anthony Fauci, putting out lies about the vaccine, and we know it because we see the text and we see the emails now.
Now, to your original point, I'm sure you and probably Riccardi would agree with this, anybody who does what we do for a living, there's been a not-so-subtle campaign by the news media in this country to label talk show hosts and commentators as unfair. You guys, present both sides. And yet they are the ones who are, under the journalistic ethic of just the facts. In other words, they've tried to switch it around. You know what I mean? You and I are commentators. You're right. We are opinion people. You and I have no professional or ethical obligation to not be biased because we are giving our opinion. People tune in to hear what we think about stuff. They are supposedly journalists, and they are supposedly just giving you the facts. Trump was going off on that a bit yesterday, too, and yet they try to characterize you and me, guys like us, as being unbiased, whereas we don't have any obligation to be unbiased, and yet they continuously characterize and contextualize the news and lie their asses off about the facts. Jim Acosta said it years ago. We can't be objective journalists anymore. He said that.
I take this very seriously. I look at a number of news sources to come to my conclusions about it, trying to discover the truth about a story before I run my mouth about it. That's important to me to do that. I do hours and hours of research for this show every day. And then I'm paid by this company to say what I think about what I have read and what I have consumed in the news. That's why I'm here. Not when it comes to CNN or ABC. They present themselves as objective news journalists. That's why they are licensed to do what they are doing. They're in violation of those licenses agreements, and those license agreements should be pulled from ABC and CNN. I'm supposing CBS as well and NBC. They're in the same boat. But these are the two worst violators on planet Earth right now, and they should not be allowed to continue. Is that censorship? No, it's not censorship. When you get that license, you make an agreement with the federal government that we are going to do solid, objective news journalism, which is not what these two networks do.
They have an obligation to be unbiased. They have an obligation to present all sides of an argument. They don't have an obligation to talk to somebody and try to characterize their opinions for them.
Then, and if that's what they wanted to do, if they want to do what we do, then go change it. Go change your presentation and get your licenses for that particular thing. These people are in violation of federal rules as far as I'm concerned, and they need to be held accountable for it. I say, just like if you're I'm sorry, here comes a sports reference, but if you permission to a sports reference, if you screw up in athletics and sports, there's a chance you're going to have to sit out. In NASCAR, you sit out a race. In the NFL, you may have to sit out a game. In NBA, you may have to sit out a game or at least be fined. That's where we are with these people. I'm sick and tired of every day reading and seeing with my own eyes their continuous lies. I'm sick of it. These people are out of control with this.
Well, they've had free reign for a long time. They've had free reign since we first turned on the radio, damn near 100 years ago. I mean, they've never lived under that obligation. The American news media has never lived under their own professional ethic. They just haven't. It's just now you can see it starkly because of all the independent journalism and the internet and the ability to fact-check people in seconds. Prior to that, they had free reign, man. They were the gatekeepers of information.
I've said this over and over again, Sean, that there's two things that expose them in a really big way. Number one is the Trump administration.
Well, yeah.
Because you ain't seen a president call them out like this president and his entire administration does. They do it all the time. They call them all out.
Just to kiss their asses, and, disgusting.
And the other thing is right here. The X with Elon Musk, the $44 billion that he spent. Because when it was Twitter, it was all part of that. Facebook and Meta is all a part of it. IG is all a part of it. They're all a part of that left-wing bias. This is the only one where you're getting some now, there's plenty of left-wing on X too.
Sure.
And that's the beautiful part about this. But there's plenty of right stuff that and the truth that you can see with your own eyes, and that's what I love about it, because a Nick Shirley can take his phone and go film a news story, and you don't have to sit through the editors and all the bull crap that ABC and CNN do. They should be done, as far as I'm concerned, with their licensing from the FCC. Done.
Well, they're violating the law. They need to be held accountable, and the law is, if you're going to get your license based on being a journalist, based on being a news provider, then just the news is what you got to provide. And if you're not doing that,
put them in timeout for a little bit.
Put them in timeout.
Let me tell you about my friends at Knightley Insurance Group. That's Nick Knightley.
Bound 3009. It is an accident. 2 left lanes blocked. 40-minute delay has got you stop and go from 1604. We've also got some road work southbound 35 Olympia Parkway on down to 1604, causing a 40-minute delay. Just that left lane open. A bent tire rod can quickly bring a drive to a halt. For the parts needed to get back on the road, visit rockauto.com. Find a wide selection of quality parts at reliably low prices, delivered right to your door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
The conversation doesn't end when the show does. Keep listening, keep watching, and keep scrolling with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Think of your portfolio like a recipe. Every ingredient has a purpose, and too much of one thing can throw everything off. It's not much different when it comes to investments. A lot of investors aren't really building portfolios. They're just collecting investments over time. Different stocks, different funds, but no clear structure, no clear role for each piece. The result? A portfolio that may not perform the way you expect when conditions change. I'm Carl Eggers, and I work with clients to build portfolios that are intentional, balanced, and aligned with their goals. If yours feels scattered, it may be time to simplify. Visit creatingricherlives.com. That's creatingricherlives.com, or give me a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057. You hear me every Monday morning on the Trey Ware Show, and I look forward to talking to you.
Investment advisory services offered by Camp Financial Partners, LLC, an investment advisor registered under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940.
Trey Ware here. Texas Rhino Shield, it's a difference maker. 9 times thicker than paint. This ceramic coating protects your home against the sun's UV rays like nothing else can. Log on today and find out how you can save $2,500 on your project. TexasRhinoShield.com.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, a place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry, we can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
Hey, it's Trey for Here in Texas, HEAR, HearandTX.com. Get together with them and let them evaluate your hearing and prescribe hearing aids for you to improve the quality of your life as they did for me. But don't wait. Now is the time. Here, HEAR, HearandTX.com.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Coming up on Saturday at 6 p.m. and Sunday at 3, it's the Jack and Jesse Show. Jack Riccardi, Jesse Salome, right here on KTSA. We are Ware and Rima, 752.
Yep, he's going to be your new chief of police. So if you want to hear what he had to say about himself, about the job and all that stuff, you can listen to the replays. Let's see here. What are you laughing at?
Just laughing.
laughing.
I'm in a good mood.
You in a good mood?
I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, are you? Well, I got a couple of funny animal stories then. It'll make you smile even bigger, Trey.
I like stupid animal tricks.
Except if you're in Maryland, they got rabid beavers that are attacking people. Rabid beavers. It's a serious story. I'm from Maryland, but I've never been to Cunningham Falls State Park. But you had a 13-year-old boy who was swimming in the river, and he got bit by a rabid beaver. They picked the beaver up and killed it and tested it for rabies, and it had rabies. And another kid was attacked by another rabid beaver. They got a rabid beaver problem in Maryland, so be careful if you're out there.
And how are the kids?
Well, they're fine, actually. I mean, they had to get the
rabies
shots, of course, which are no fun at all. Yeah,
no.
That serious aspect of the story is that, if you do get attacked by an animal as rabid, you got to get all those shots, and those are no fun for anybody.
I have a beaver video on the X account.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go check it out. You just go check it out. You go watch it yourself.
You just have a video of a beaver and
it's a beaver story,
right?
From a news. It was on a news set. Yeah, you go check it out.
Is it a serious story or is it?
You'll have to go see it. You just have to go watch it. You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
I don't hang out on X too much, but maybe I'll take a look. The other one, we got a guy who was arrested with 200 lizards. He would get on an airplane, and he has a suitcase, and I guess they suspected something was wrong because he got a lot of people trying to smuggle exotic animals into Japan, where they can make a lot of money. And earlier this month, custom officials went through his luggage. He's a 23-year-old Mexican dude. He had 200 lizards stuffed inside 22 pairs of socks. And a couple of the lizards had already died. You know, obviously, it's probably not very healthy for a lizard to be shoved into a sock and then put into a suitcase and put on a long international flight. So he was smuggling lizards into. So we got rabid beavers in Maryland, Trey, and we got people stuffing lizards in socks in Japan.
You know, the whole exotic animal thing is huge.
Oh, yeah.
We there was a store, it's no longer exists, but right over here on Loop 410, close to Nacogdoches, years ago, went in there with one of our sales guys, and it was full of that stuff. Philippines, people will bring that stuff in there. I'm talking, people will eat everything from like those lizards you're talking about to cobra snakes and everything. They would be in large jars in all kinds of, preservative, whatever they put them in to preserve them. And people come in and buy that, and they use that in their cooking.
Sure.
They eat that stuff. They can have it, but just bring me a cow.
I just keep laughing about, stuffing lizards into socks. That's kind of funny. Trying to be funny with animal stories.
200 lizards.
200 lizards in socks.
How many socks is that?
Well, that's 22. He had 22 socks, and he stuffed, 200 lizards into 22 socks. That seemed like it would have been. That's not a very easy thing to do if the lizards are still. I'm just thinking the lizards probably don't want to go in the sock. It's just I'm thinking maybe they want to try to get away from the sock.
And answer me this: were they white socks?
I don't know.
Okay, if they were, did the lizards turn white?
Right, from the dye and the white socks.
They changed themselves. They changed their colors.
Oh, like salamanders. Did they?
Chameleons.
Did they?
Yes.
So if you stuff a lizard in an argyle sock, does the lizard in a couple of minutes turn to argyle?
See, now I'm giving you the funny lines. Let's go. Let's pick it up here. Get funny. Get funny. Let's go.
Yeah, so there you go. Lizards and socks. Since we've got a few minutes, I was going to talk about this because something that the president brought up yesterday, and it's something that people are talking about a lot.
If they were in brown socks, will the president deport them?
Probably, because he hates brown skins. Good save there. Before I went to a serious topic.
I'm sorry. I was trying.
If he put him in brown socks and they turn brown, well then Ice Tom Homan would be right in that suitcase.
Ice would go after the brown lizards. We can't have brown lizards.
There'd be Joaquin Castro out there. I saved 200 brown lizards from unfair deportation.
You're welcome.
At the hands of the Trump administration.
You're welcome.
I do think the South and North Korea thing is kind of interesting.
Okay, we don't have time for that.
Okay.
But you can get into it later.
Let's get into it later.
Okay, fine.
But we're not talking about rabid beavers and sock lizards.
Actually, for the story on the X account, it's fat beavers.
Fat beavers. You have a fat beaver story.
More wearing
on the X.
More wearing
on the Trey Ware Show.
Coming up at KTSA.
You know what's not fun? Sitting in your living room, feeling the Texas heat sneak through those old windows, then looking outside and realizing your siding is aging faster than you are. I'm Eddie, the window guy at Precision Windows and Doors. We help folks every day make smart, lasting improvements with quality replacement windows, doors, and siding from trusted brands like James Hardy Siding and LP Smart Siding. As a local, family-owned business, my reputation is on every job. That matters to me. When you call us, you get real options and no pushy sales routine. New windows can help make your home cooler, quieter, brighter, and more energy efficient. New siding can improve your curb appeal, protect your home, and give it a clean, updated look you'll feel good about every time you pull into the driveway. Consultations are always free, and we'll help you find affordable options that make sense. Call me, Eddie, the window guy at Precision Windows and Doors, 210-596-6588. That's 210-596-6588. Let's brighten up your home together.
Hey, it's Sean. If your AC is struggling, my friends at John Wayne can help you fast. Call John Wayne for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. One company for the whole house. You get straight answers and clear options with no pressure. Now, if you think you need a new AC system, get a free estimate from John Wayne. Especially if another company told you that you need a big repair or a full replacement, get a free second opinion from John Wayne. A second opinion can save you from replacing a system you might not need to replace. Plus, a free estimate helps you compare your options and make a smart decision. John Wayne can inspect your system, explain what's going on, and tell you what makes the most sense. They handle AC repairs and full replacements every day here in San Antonio. So call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online. Either way, it's easy to get on the schedule, and you can see these great coupon offers plus other current deals on the John Wayne website. Click coupons for details. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station. KTSA.
It's 8 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. It's going to be hot this afternoon, and it's a good day to look before you lock. Especially that back seat. Make sure no kids or pets are left in behind. A look at KTSA AccuWeather is just ahead. One man is dead and a teenager is hurt after a shooting at an apartment complex on the northwest side. San Antonio police say 3 men pulled up in a black SUV at the Woodhill Apartments just after midnight. Investigators say several shots were fired into one of the units, hitting 2 victims who were inside. Detectives say shell casings from a handgun and a rifle, both found in the parking lot. The suspects took off before police arrived on the scene. We have more on this developing story at KTSA.com. Iran says it's got firm control of the Strait of Hormuz, but President Trump says it's actually the other way around.
The president insists that the U.S. has full control over the strategic waterway and even suggests he may soon declare it a U.S. territory.
We control it with a blockade. And I like the idea of declaring it a territory.
But his own energy secretary says the strait is a, quote, conflict zone.
That's correspondent Jonathan Karl. President Trump is standing by his decision to scale back those joint military exercises with South Korea. Trump told reporters he asked South Korea's president for some help with Iran, but he was turned down. Trump said he was disappointed, seeing as how the U.S. has 39,000 troops stationed in South Korea right now. That's to prevent an attack from North Korea. The commander-in-chief says the U.S. can't continue to defend numerous countries without getting something in return. Texas colleges and universities hitting record enrollment rates, but lawmakers are being told there are too many who are failing to get some kind of certificate beyond high school.
Wynn Rosser, who heads the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, says there are 4.5 million Texans who started college but never finished.
Our opportunity and challenge is to help that population navigate towards a credential to prepare them for careers in the Texas workforce.
And that, he told lawmakers, is something the state needs to focus on as a way to meet workforce demands. About 1 in 3 high school grads do not pursue post-secondary education or training. John Cruz, KTSA News.
Time now to get caught up with KTSA Sports, sponsored by Connecticut Quality Water Systems. Here we go with Rob Thompson.
Project Marvel will carry on. The San Antonio City Council voted 6-5 on Monday to reject the proposal to hold a public vote on the city's planned $489 million contribution to the Spurs downtown arena. In reaction to the vote, R.C. Buford, the CEO of SS&E, said today's decision allows San Antonio to move forward on a path that was established through years of work, city and county action, and last year's vote. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans both welcome in joint practice mates. The Cowboys have the Saints marching into Oxnard, and the Texans will play the Raiders as they prepare for Thursday's game against each other. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA News Time, 8:02.
What if one smart decision could improve your water and eliminate 5 years of shopping for everyday soaps and cleaners? This month only, buy a Connecticut water softener and receive a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system at your kitchen sink. Plus, 5 full years of pure and gentle personal care and household cleaning products. That means no buying hand soap, body wash, shampoo, laundry detergent, dish soap, all-purpose cleaners, and more for 5 full years. You can choose from a wide variety of fragrances or select fragrance-free options for your family. Connecticut gives your home better water, helps protect your plumbing and appliances, and is built to be the last water softener you will ever own. But this offer ends August 31st. Once August is over, the 5-year pure and gentle package is over too. So make the wise decision. Call Connecticut today and get better water, a free K5 station, and 5 years of essentials. A one-time, limited-time Connecticut offer at 210-656-PURE.
KTSA.com.
In the 80s, fashion was rad and music was cool. But if your AC isn't cool, that's totally bogus. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. For AC repair or a full install, call Right Home Services right now and get a complete AC install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. That's a limited time deal with serious savings. Right has the right team, the right price, and the right stuff. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000. They bring the cool.
The right stuff. Hey, it's Trey for Here in Texas, HEAR, HearandTX.com. Get together with them and let them evaluate your hearing and prescribe hearing aids for you to improve the quality of your life as they did for me. But don't wait. Now is the time. Here, HEAR, HearandTX.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time is 8:04. Let's see what's happening. KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning. We do have a busy rush hour going on. 35 northbound, 3009. That's an accident. 2 left lanes are blocked. 25-minute delay as you stop and go from 1604. And then ongoing road work. Southbound 35 Olympia Parkway on down to 1604. That's causing a 35-minute delay. Just that left lane open. Traffic crawling along from Fisher. 410 eastbound. That connector to northbound 35. Connector partially blocked. And 410 on the frontage road, northbound as you approach Ingram, west side of town. Just now get reports of a crash. 2 right lanes are blocked. 10-12-minute delay slow from Richland Hills Drive. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Make sure you stay well hydrated this week as big time heat sticks with us. Mostly sunny today, the high of 100. Clear tonight, the low 77 along the Riverwalk and 70 in the Hill Country. Mostly sunny, the high back to 100 for Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now, 76 degrees. The heat index up to 88 already at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
Stay home, San Antonio, because you can't get anywhere on the highways, that's for sure. Stay home. Don't go anywhere today.
Yep.
410 at Ingram is stopped. 35 north and southbound stopped. I guess, is 1604 okay? Is anything going on in 1604?
I don't know. Is it?
The Spurs vote will not happen. So what this, again, proves is that the commies who run San Antonio and run Bexar County.
You told us that yesterday.
Who?
It wasn't going to happen.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You called it.
It was pretty obvious. Being in San Antonio for 10 minutes will teach you that the commies who run the joint in blue cities, just like wherever you pick a blue city, they do not let the citizens have a vote when they're going to spend money. So This was baked in. You already knew. Now, you guys on the sports stations, whether it's ours or across the street or the other station that's across the street that's owned by the Spurs and has to do their bidding and everything that they say, put your panties out. They were on fire for too long. You guys were screaming, my God, why would the mayor want to have a vote? We can't have a vote. We can't let the citizens decide. No. No, really? Well, look, even if they would have had a vote, we know how the vote would have gone because the Spurs are going to get everything the Spurs want. They could come back now, right now, this very minute, and say, we want to add to that. We want you to spend another $1 billion. Let's have a vote. And the people would vote for it today. They really would, Sean, because that's what the Spurs want, the Spurs get, because they always hold it over your head. They say, we're going to leave, and people freak out. I say, go, bye-bye, but people around here, that's not how they feel about it. So you don't get a say-so in this, folks. You don't get to determine whether or not your money, that's your money. No, it's coming from the state. Well, where the hell do you think the state gets it in the first place? That's your money, and you don't get a say-so because the city council, and two of them are conservative Republicans who voted to go ahead and go with it.
Yeah, so, that was a bit of video from the hearing or the thing yesterday where Mark White was making that case for it, and that they already voted on it. 58% of people said they wanted it.
And that's not true. They didn't vote on the San Antonio portion. They voted on the county portion.
Right.
They have not voted on the San Antonio portion, and they don't even know what the deal is because it hasn't been completed yet. They don't know what it is.
That's kind of the warped part of this whole thing for me. Ortiz Jones, to her credit at that time, was saying, hey, we need an independent study about how much this is going to cost. I mean, she certainly knew yesterday that she wasn't going to get that second vote.
I told you that this morning, is that she knew. All she's doing is highlighting this. I believe that she wants the people to have a say-so. But by bringing this forward, she's highlighting that there's people that will not allow this to happen. They railroad you every single time. And they do it because why? Because the media, and it's not just the sports media, the media has a crap fit over this, and they start screaming, Wemby's going to leave. My God, what would we be without Wemby? I don't know what we'd be without Wemby. We might be another $1 billion richer, Who knows? And I made every argument about this along the way, and it doesn't work anymore. Nobody pays any damn attention to what no common sense. If HEB is far more important to this community than the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, I'd agree with that.
What they do for this community philanthropically and what they do as far as employing people for this community and what comes to this community from HEB. Let's see what happens if Charles Butt decides, I want you guys to build all my stores now. We're gonna go. I want you to have a vote, and y'all, with taxpayer money, y'all build all my stores. And in fact, I hire all my employees and run the thing.
In other words, if it was exactly the same deal, but it was HEB instead of the Spurs, people would be screaming and yelling.
Pick your private company, right? Which the Spurs are a private company, multi-billion-dollar franchise.
Right.
But it doesn't matter because guys on the sports networks and everywhere else, they start freaking out and on the television. Oh my God! Don't allow them to have a vote. Well, that's what you get with a blue city. And Jack was addressing that yesterday with Jesse Salome on crime that's happening in San Antonio, just like Chicago and any other blue city, San Francisco, anywhere else you want to look at. And we handle this. Look, you got a previous mayor that now wants to be your county judge. He got this city $178 million in the hole, and you're not coming out of that. This is the way blue cities are run, and he's going to do the same thing to the county. This is how it happens. And so many conservatives have moved out of this city already. You're just going to watch it go right down the tubes.
Well, when Trump was saying the other week that you go to blue cities and they smell bad and they look like hell and there's trash everywhere and people, we look like a blue city now. Just in the few years I've been here, we look exactly. We look like hell.
Sure.
We drive around. I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and I want to get it put on a T-shirt. Whenever anybody asks me this question, it's the wrong question to ask me. How far from downtown do you live? In other words, would you come downtown? No. Downtown is a mess. The entire city is a mess. We are a blue city. We look like a damn blue city. We operate like a damn blue city, and you can see it with your own eyes.
The answer to that question on the T-shirt is not far enough. I'm not far enough from
don't
downtown.
Don't ever ask me that damn question because I'm
not far enough.
Anywhere near it.
But again, they were they obviously had some concern about it because RC, who I love, I think he's a great gentleman and a great leader, and I think the success that the Spurs had during the Papa and RC won't agree with this, but the years that Popovich was leading the team, the success they had was R.C. Buford. He was behind those players that he brought in here and set Popovich up for years of success. So he put out a letter to the citizens of San Antonio, hey, guys, don't have this vote. The way you listen to the sports guys and the television stations and everything, they were all, don't have a vote, don't have a vote. And my question is, if you're so sure about what your deal was and it was so good for the community, have a vote.
Yeah,
Why
what are
not?
you so freaked out about?
Yeah.
If it's a good dealio,
Yeah.
people will want it.
Exactly right.
Pretty simple math.
And it was going to pass anyway. I know that they were shaking in their shoes yesterday because it came down to a 6-5 vote. And they were
Did you
like,
think it was going to be
"Whoa."
such a tight vote or what?
I
Mark
thought,
and, you know.
Well, I
I
thought
would
it'd
have
be.
thought the conservatives would have.
No, well, see, Mark
That's
had
what
already
I would've
said.
thought,
Mark
yeah.
was for this the whole time. He's
Right.
been
Misty
for this thing
Spears?
from the beginning. I thought Misty may have jumped, but look, in their districts, there's a lot of business and a lot of money that's tied to the Spurs being a success.
True
So, and a lot of those businesses contribute to campaigns, okay? So, and particularly in their districts. You get over to Terry's district, District 1, you get over to District 6 and some of those other districts, and you don't have those big corporations that are dumping money into those campaigns
That's
like
true.
you do in their district. Huh?
Even Jalen McKee, this is his district. Right
This one
here.
right here. There ain't no big
he
money
was
here.
for having a set.
That's
a
right.
vote.
And there's no
Yeah.
big business here that benefits from the Spurs. I tell you what else is in his district, and that's the Frost Bank Center, whatever they call that thing now.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
The Frost Bank Center?
The
Right.
Frost, yeah.
Right. So that's in his area,
Right.
his people. Okay, that's a county building, but it's close to where his stuff is. So he had a vested interest in making sure that this vote was going to happen. But the rest of them,
Who?
Jalen,
No, Jalen was for
having the vote.
Having the vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of what happened over here.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that once again, and I've watched this so many times in my 63 years, watch them do this. They don't care what the people think, and they don't want to hear your vote. They may go through the steps, through the motions,
Well,
make you feel good, but they've already got it baked in. They
you
done
remember when they
bought
were
it.
talking about revamping the Alamo and all that crap a number of years ago, and they would have public hearings where people could come by and voice their opinions in the middle of a day, middle of the day on a Thursday, and most people are working and aren't going to make it. Nuremberg shut that crap down all the time when it came to that stuff. So you're right. They don't want any public. I mean, to her credit, Ortiz Jones did go on her little listening tour there and opened it up. But she had to know. I think she knew that she wasn't going to get that second vote. But now she's on record, public record.
Sure.
Is fighting for the people. So is Jalen,
that was the whole point. That was the whole point of the exercise. But again, they voted on the county stuff. They haven't voted on the city stuff because they don't know what they're voting on. Okay, so how much is it going to cost?
Right.
And what is it going to look like?
Right.
And what's going to be inside of it? And I'll give you one other example, then we're done with this, and we got to take a break. The cooling towers across the street at Saws, okay? Remember, they said that's going to cost $100 million to move those cooling towers, and then it was $200 million, and now they say, so damn expensive, we can't move them. Now, they were supposed to move those to build a hotel next door to Project Marvel, so they had a hotel for Project Marvel. Now, they got to leave them because it costs way too much money. So what's going to happen when they take a look at this building that's supposed to be $1 billion, and the next thing you know, it's about $4 or $5 billion? Then what are they going to do? They're going to come back to you and demand more money. That's what they're going to do. Well,
Project Marvel is a lot like Obamacare, in that regard, and we got to pass it so we can find out what it looks like and how much it's going to cost.
Got to get her done first.
Right.
Got to get your commitment.
Yeah.
Evolve.
We do have a busy rush hour going on. 35 northbound, 3009. That's an accident. 2 left lanes are blocked. 25-minute delay as you stop and go from 1604. And then ongoing road work southbound 35 Olympia Parkway on down to 1604. That's causing a 35-minute delay. Just that left lane open. Traffic crawling along from Fisher. 410 eastbound, that connector to northbound 35. Connector partially blocked. And 410 on the frontage road northbound as you approach Ingram. West side of town. Just now getting reports of a crash. 2 right lanes are blocked. 12-minute delay slow from Richland Hills Drive. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
One city, one station, one source for breaking news, live coverage, and the stories shaping tomorrow.
Staying informed is important.
News Talk 550, KTSA, and FM 1071. Stay connected.
You save all that money for retirement, and now you're watching the market like a hawk.
They freak out, sell, go into cash, and say, well, when this is all over, I'll get back in. What we're really talking about here is market timing. The blink of an eye, 7 years is gone, and, what have you lost?
Helping you with markets, taxes, and common sense retirement advice. Jay Kirkwood and Clear Skies Retirement. Sundays at noon, right here on KTSA.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
It's time to improve your home, slow it down, and do it right. Choose a company worthy of your trust and worthy of your family. For windows, siding, and doors, call or visit southwestexteriors.com. Southwest Exteriors, the look you love coming home to.
Are you about to mow the lawn? It's blazing hot out here. Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry. It's all on SmokeyBear.com because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too, at My Computer Career. They helped me get financial aid, and I got to choose online or on-campus classes to fit my needs. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Texas Gun Shows brings you the largest gun shows, and this weekend they're in Buda, Texas at the CTX Fieldhouse. Open this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 and 10 a.m. to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows is at the CTX Fieldhouse this Saturday and Sunday, 2610 Main Street.
There's no wake-up call like hot water not cutting it in San Antonio. A&A Plumbing is serious about savings with $300 off a water heater install. Plus, they'll get it done the same day. Book your free quote online at aaplumbingsa.com. A&A Plumbing. License M37249.
Jack in 60 Minutes. This morning at 10 on News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
And the Jack and Jesse Show. Jack Riccardi, Jesse Salome, they did an hour together yesterday. You'll hear it Saturday, 6 p.m. and Sunday at 3, KTSA. It's 8:21. We're wearing Rima. What's on your mind?
Well, I think the South Korea, North Korea thing is kind of interesting. This came up yesterday when Trump had the presser with the young man who saved the boy in the water. First off, what an impressive young guy he is.
Oh my God.
That's an impressive dude right there. He's a first responder. He's a fireman. He's
gonna run the world someday.
Yeah, very, very capable young man.
Yeah.
But this stuff with what I like about Trump, one of the things I admire about him more than anything else is that he looks at everything, every relationship we have internationally through the lens of what's best for America. He also thinks outside the box. He doesn't play the status quo. He looks at everything freshly and new to ascertain, what's a good deal, what's a bad deal. And, as long as I've been alive, the idea with North and South Korea is South Korea, we got to keep them together. We got to protect them. North Korea, always bad. And they are. It's a bad regime, obviously. And, he's going at it from a slightly different tack in that he's saying to South Korea, well, we're spending billions of dollars protecting you. I think it was $3 billion. He asked them, could you help us out a little militarily in Iran? They said no. He said, well, it's going to maybe cost you some money, $10 billion to have us continue to protect you Meanwhile, as far as Kim Jong-un in North Korea, he says, well, I have a great relationship with him. He respects me, and that's actually keeping the region a lot safer because I have a relationship with him. And so if he tries anything or if he gets out of line, I can just call him up, make a phone call or whatever. We have a relationship. And it's kind of a different dynamic that we've had and former presidents have had with South and North Korea, and that we're spending billions of dollars to protect the South. But when we ask them for help in Iran, which affects the whole world, nothing. We don't want to get involved in that. And yet he gets a lot of crap for having a relationship with a dictator. But at the same time, you remember your basic Godfather 101, keep your enemies close, but keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer, right? I'd rather the man have a relationship with a bad guy than not have any relationship at all. So I kind of like what he's doing in North and South Korea. I don't know how you feel about it, but
I don't trust Kim Jong-un as far as I can see him, and
I don't think Trump does either.
I think that calling him a friend and buddying up to him, I got a list of trouble with that. But look, as far as the South Korean situation or any other country on planet Earth, stand on your own. And really, we shouldn't be the sole protectors of anybody on planet Earth. Now, if it comes down to it, and one of the reasons we are trying to protect some of these Asian nations because China would just move in and set up shop.
Sure.
And that's the reality. Is particularly, say, Taiwan is a prime example. So much of our productivity in this country is tied to Taiwan because of the chip industry, because of all the tech industry. We don't really have a choice. If China goes in there and takes over, then China owns us because then they own all the tech stuff. But there are other countries, and we've talked about NATO a lot, where we ought to just cut them loose. And you know what? You're on your own, baby. You stand or fall on your own. You either swim or sink. That's up to you. South Korea is a little bit different. We do a whole lot of trade with them, but I would still say making them stand up and do more of their own defense is really wise. I think it's fine to have a relationship with Kim Jong-un. If Kim Jong-un ever decided he was going to try something, it's a little more complicated than the president picking up a phone and calling. I'm not talking about you.
No, I understand that.
I'm talking about him.
But I don't. For
it's not a commentary about you. It's on him.
I don't believe for a second that Trump doesn't, trust the guy in any way, shape, or form.
It can't.
But it's like somebody who's a jerk in your life. You're probably going to do better containing them, having a relationship with them, than not having a relationship with them.
Well, yeah, at least
I think people get turned off by the terms like friendly and and stuff like that.
That's what gets me.
But again, that's Trump's yada yada yada.
Right, exactly.
That's just how he talks.
And I wish he wouldn't do that because it paints him into a corner way too many times on a lot of this stuff.
Well, it opens him up for criticism.
For him to say, no, I have a conversation with Kim Jong-un. We talk every once in a while, and that's a really great thing that we're able to talk to each other. But I ain't his friend, and I'm never going to be the guy's friend. And this country's not going to be his friend because of the way he acts, and he would attack us in a heartbeat.
Sure.
And I'm on to him, and he's not going to pull anything on me. That's one thing.
Right.
Hey, I'm buddying up to this radical commie. That's
I see what you're saying, but I think whether he calls him a friendly relationship or not, he's going to be criticized for it either way.
Sure.
By the same people.
Sure.
That didn't really stop me, other in the sense that well, there you go. People are going to say he's buddies with a dictator. But I get the idea behind it, which is the enemy is better off than somebody you don't have any relationship with at all.
And let's be clear, as so many things are in this world today, when we do a military exercise with South Korea, it's not for South Korea. We're talking to China.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so otherwise, we're saying to China, that line, that DMZ zone is there for a reason, and we're going to uphold that line. You're not coming any further south here.
Right. It's
that's what it's about.
It ain't really, it ain't about South Korea. It's about the North and China.
Absolutely.
And don't blank around, man.
Right, or find out.
Which he hasn't really.
Who, North Korea?
Yeah, he really hasn't.
No.
You look about what was going on during the Biden years.
Oh, firing all those
missiles. That guy was shooting stuff off all the time.
No,
man,
sure.
And having military operations or training missions all the time.
And he'll go right back to it. The next Democrat that's in there, he will go right back to it.
Apparently, they don't have any armament problems in North Korea. They were just shooting them off like screw it.
That's right.
Show him.
Well, and, he's a murderous dictator. He shoots people in the back of the head that upset him. Light my cigarette wrong, and you catch a bullet in the back of the head. That's what he does.
He's also got a funny haircut. He makes all the men wear the same damn haircut. It's really kind of stupid.
We have that in San Antonio, don't we, Elaine?
What's that?
Guys with the same haircut.
Edward?
Who?
Edgar?
Who's this?
The Marbach.
Oh, the Marbach.
I think it's called Edgar now.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Well, not my house. It's still the Marbach.
Still the Marbach. Let's tell you about my friends over at Alamo Water Softeners.
Newsmaker Hotline.
That pallet of pavers collecting dust, the beginnings of a garden, those stray fence posts. Are you haunted by half-finished projects on your land? John Deere is here to say, not anymore. Our compact tractors allow you to swap implements easily, and they're backed by the nation's largest dealer network. You always had the right idea, and with the right tools, those projects can get finished for good. Nothing runs like a Deere. Learn more at johndeere.com/compact tractors.
Texacare is healthcare coverage built by Texans for Texans. Texacare was created by seasoned healthcare professionals right here in Texas. It's a new health plan provider specifically focused on local businesses. Trust is in our DNA. Texacare is the health affiliate of Texas Mutual, who has been the leading workers' compensation insurance provider for Texas businesses for 30 years. Now, many businesses across the state have not been able to offer basic health coverage to employees. Texacare's goal is to provide a new healthcare option that is built with Texans in mind and is designed to be used, keeping employees healthier and more productive at work and for their families. Texacare's plans were developed after listening to Texas businesses and crafting benefits that work for them and their needs. Texacare plans are designed with the goal of making it easier for people and their families to stay healthy with benefits like 4 no copay visits per member per year for each primary care, urgent care specialists like cardiologists and dermatologists, mental health, physical therapy, and chiropractic providers. For more information, go to Texacare.com.
Think of your portfolio like a recipe. Every ingredient has a purpose, and too much of one thing can throw everything off. It's not much different when it comes to investments. A lot of investors aren't really building portfolios. They're just collecting investments over time, different stocks, different funds, but no clear structure, no clear role for each piece. The result, a portfolio that may not perform the way you expect when conditions change. I'm Carl Eggers, and I work with clients to build portfolios that are intentional, balanced, and aligned with their goals. If yours feels scattered, it may be time to simplify. Visit creatingricherlives.com. That's creatingricherlives.com, or give me a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057. You hear me every Monday morning on the Trey Ware Show, and I look forward to talking to you.
Investment advisory services offered by Camp Financial Partners, LLC, an investment advisor registered under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
As many as 3 suspects at large after a fatal shooting at an apartment complex on the northwest side. 1 man dead, a teen is recovering. Tributes continue for actress Hayden Panettiere, who died over the weekend. And North Texas convicted killer Carmelo Anthony wants a new trial, but will he get it? We might be finding out this week. KTSA News Time, 8:32.
Good morning. We are working a trouble spot at 410. This report sponsored by Lennar. West side of town, Loop 410 on the frontage road, northbound, right as you approach Ingram. That's an accident. 2 right lanes blocked. 7-8 minute delay as you slow from Richland Hills. Did clear the wreck at 35 northbound 3009, so hopefully traffic will start to unwind. Still a bit sluggish on that southbound side. FM 1103 on down to 410. Achieve your dream of home ownership. Stylish new homes with popular features included at no extra cost. Ranging from the low 100,000s to the 500,000s. Find your dream at Lennar.com today. Promotions and offers will vary by community. See a new home consultant for additional information and offer terms. Lennar is an equal housing opportunity builder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time saver traffic.
Triple-digit heat throughout the entire week. Mostly sunny today, the high up to 100. Clear and warm tonight, the low 77 along the Riverwalk and 70 in the Hill Country. Mostly sunny Tuesday, the high right back to 100. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Got 78 degrees, but a heat index of 91 at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
All right, baby, we're going to go fast now, all right? We're going to pick up the pace.
I'm ready.
Are you in? I don't know if you are.
Oh, you know I am.
Oh, come on, man.
What?
You into this guy?
T-Good?
Yeah, Thorogood.
Yeah.
George Thorogood.
You bet.
I saw him in concert up at Cripple Creek.
Yeah? How was it?
It was a good show. It was a great show. Yeah.
The guy can play, huh?
Yeah, he can.
Yes, he can.
And I think he had the slide. Actually, it's a whiskey shot glass. I think he actually had it surgically attached to his third finger. He never take it off. That boy don't get it. You ever play with a slide? You ever done that?
Nope.
No, man, it's fun. Nope. Gosh, Jimmy's about to tell me he does all the time. You do all the time, right?
I have from Leroy Parnell. He gave me one of his slides after interviewing him.
That boy knows how to do it.
He's solid. Bonnie Raitt's a great one who can play slide.
Oh, she's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's not hard to do, but when you see the pros who can still use the other fingers while they're doing sliding to pick other strings, that's when you're like, okay.
Who do you think is the best on planet Earth at slide?
At slide?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I don't know. That's a tough one for me.
Derek Trucks.
Yeah.
Derek Trucks.
Yeah,
Derek
he's
Trucks
good. And he does the things with the fingers, too.
That's all. He won't take the slide off.
I'll go with that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Derek Trucks is the way to go.
Sustained.
I wrote a dirty poem once about a slide guitar. I'm not going to explain that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Rima, go right ahead. We're listening.
No.
But it's got it. Let's do it.
Well, because it's just there's something kind of sensual about slide guitar and the way people play slide guitars.
There
it's just
once was a
something,
man from Nantucket.
I'm just saying.
I guess.
Is it a dirty poem? Did you say it's a dirty one?
Yeah, I guess it's a little dirty.
Wow, risque Rima.
All right.
Anyway, moving right along.
Crickets.
Elaine's bored. Let's move along.
I think I am too at this point. I started out on slide guitar, and how I got to your dirty poem, I
It was
don't
a good
know, but
start.
I was.
It went right to the gutter.
Just wanted to toss that in there.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did. Okay, let's go from that to this. The president is doing some really cool stuff, and this is not hard news. I'm not doing hard news right now, as you can probably tell. I'm kind of screwing off right now at the moment because I want you to relax a little bit, everybody. So they just announced again this whole IndyCar race that's going to happen in Washington, D.C. in front of the White House. We're having an IndyCar race.
It's going to be absolutely incredible. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see Indy cars racing around the nation's capital. And listen, I'm a student of history, okay? The automobile was invented in 1886. The first ever auto race in America, 1895. The first Indianapolis 500 happened just 16 years later. That means that for over one half of this great nation's history, car culture, and more particularly auto racing, has been right at the very heart of what makes this country great. We're here to celebrate America's 250th birthday with a once-in-a-lifetime race around Washington, D.C.
I can't wait. It's coming up this weekend. It's going to happen on right there, all up and down Pennsylvania Avenue, around the Washington Monument. Elaine, hang with me on this because this is a really cool human feature, human interest story. Right in front, down by the White House, in front of the Capitol. Cars are going to be going 200 miles per hour. 200 miles per hour on those streets. It's amazing to see. We used to have one here in San Antonio, Grand Prix in San Antonio. And I went down there for any number of years. I saw Crash Gillespie yesterday. Greg Gillespie is one of my greatest friends for my entire life. He was here for the Jack event. And by the way, the Jack and Jesse show is, again, Saturday night at 6 and Sunday at 3 if you want to check that out. But I saw Crash yesterday, and he got that name from those races in downtown San Antonio because he was a race car driver in those races and had a wreck, and we all started calling him, Crash! Hey, Crash, way to go, Crash. This is an incredible event. If you've never seen one of these street races in these actual real-life race cars, okay, these aren't amateur little boys who are going. These are real live, honest to goodness, go fast. These are the AJ Foyts, Mario Andretti's, and people like that.
I'm not a race fan, but I think it's really cool.
It's very cool.
It's very Trumpy. It's very American-y. It's, I think it's great.
Yeah.
It'll be neat to watch.
What's that?
It'll be neat to watch.
It's going to
be
cool.
It'll be a lot of fun,
because of all the pomp and circumstance that goes along with it in the background. People go. In fact, when we used to have it here, most of the people went not because they were race fans. That's not what it's about. It's an event, and people came and they went to the restaurants and they went to the hotels. All of downtown was packed for 3 days while those cars were here. It's an event. Big bands are playing. I mean, big headliners. Headliners are playing at all the local events and everything. Just one of the coolest things you can imagine being around. And thanks to Donald Trump. He's the one that, just like the fighting event at the White House, he got this put together. The UFC fights and IndyCar racing is Americana.
It really is. That's what I'm saying. It's very Trumpy. It's very Americana, and it will be interesting, though, for somebody who grew up around that area to see how different the race car drivers are from the usual drivers that are plowing through D.C., man.
Yeah, well.
Because some of the worst drivers in the universe are in D.C., man.
And these are the best.
These are the best.
These guys get in these cars.
You'll feel a lot safer with the Grand Prix going on than with normal traffic flow in D.C.
It's interesting to look at these guys because in the A.J. Foyt era, AJ is 6'1", and he got big after he got out of the car, but he was always a big boy driving these cars. Now they look like little horse jockeys. They look like they're 12 years old. They do, these little guys driving these cars.
That's because they shrink with all that sweat.
I'm telling you.
They shrink.
You're not lying. I could easily lose 10 to 12 pounds in one race.
Wow.
Easily because of all the sweat. You just sweat out. All the water's gone. In fact, you carry water bottles in the car with you. I had a special like a cooler with ice water in it with a tube that ran out of it and into my helmet so I could drink while I was racing. Because you're in that car for several hours. Several hours.
Yeah. Wow. But can't you just already hear the liberals and the Democrats going nuts over this?
Sure.
I mean, they couldn't handle the UFC fight. That degraded the office and, was insulting to all Americans. And I'm sure they'll have a few things to say about a Grand Prix race in D.C.
But see, the beauty of having the Indy cars there is they can't complain too much because this is an kind of stiff upper lip, more of a champagne kind of thing.
They'll find a way. There's no tranny.
But if they would have had NASCAR there, then you would have really heard from the left wingers.
I get what you're saying.
What are we doing with these hits up here?
They're still going to be running their mouths about it. They will be.
It. Well, and especially,
oh my God, he's having a race in the capital of the United States. Well, it's degrading the idea of America, and it's insulting.
And think about all the global warming that's going to happen around D.C. while this is going on.
Earth-killing cars, screaming around D.C.
And there are no black drivers and no tranny drivers.
Not enough blacks, not enough dudes in dresses. This is not inclusive. It's really horrible.
I don't know what these guys do on the weekend. Some of them might, dress a little funky on the weekend.
Maybe, I don't know.
We do have Bubba Wallace in NASCAR that is black, so we have that in NASCAR. We had a couple of IndyCar guys that are coming along that are, people of color. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But a lot of these guys are foreigners, so they talk funny when you hear them talk. They do. They talk.
They do. They're foreigners.
They talk. They're foreigners.
Some of them are foreigners. They're not from here. You can tell. They ain't from Texas, that's for sure. So you got that going on, and there was another event that's coming up. I can't remember what it was. I was going to talk about that as well. But anyway, just all this cool stuff that's going on around America 250.
I'm so glad it was Trump for the 250.
Well, you heard me say that because
I can't imagine. Let alone I can't imagine Kamala as president in any regard, but any other president would not be doing this.
Well,
we needed a guy to be president during the 250th who genuinely loves this country.
We would have been preached at over and over again about how much we suck for the entire year. We'd have heard nothing but, you can't sell. She was the one who told us, how dare you say Merry Christmas?
Right.
How dare you say, can you imagine? How dare you, like El Sayed, how dare you celebrate 4th of July? What is wrong with you? You've got nothing to be proud of.
Even if we just had like an institutional GOP president, it wouldn't be anything comparable to what Trump's done.
Well, it wouldn't be going on.
Yeah.
It would have never happened in the first place.
Staid and very, serious and, No fun at all.
So Cornyn's staff is joining Talarico. Jacob Smith is a legislative director for John Cornyn. He's coming over and he's joining the Talarico campaign. And I call him No Show Talarico because he didn't vote 800 times in the Texas legislature. 800 times. But when it did come time for him to vote, he voted against a bill that would prevent China from buying up Texas farmland. He voted against a ban of boys in girls' locker rooms. He wants boys to be in girls' locker rooms, then to call him and tell him what it's all about. He voted against voter ID, and he voted for a continuing vax mandate here in the state of Texas. And he still supports a vax mandate. But before he got into office, he started this whole whisper campaign about, when I get there, I'm going to be mistaken for an intern, and I just know I'm going to be arrested and hauled out of there because it's not going to be like this is a real congressman in Austin, a real legislator. You're gonna treat me like I'm an intern. Well, he made up the entire story.
My hope is that I just don't get stuffed into a locker on my first day, and don't get picked on as the young kid. So
if that happens, you let me know, I'll be down there.
I'll probably get confused for an intern every so often, but I'll probably get confused for an intern.
Since you are a freshman, anybody played any practical jokes on you yet?
Nobody has played practical jokes. The guys in the parking garage gave me a little bit of grief on my first day, saying I looked more like an intern than a legislator. But I think that's a compliment. I'll probably get confused for an intern.
Okay, folks, it didn't happen. It did not happen.
No.
This is all made up. This is all stuff in his imagination. He's coming up with these fantasies and these stories to throw some light on himself, make sure he stays ahead of everybody else for whatever reason. He's super self-important on all this stuff, and it did not happen. And he continues to lie about his record. I'm giving you his record almost every day on this show, the actual voting record of James Talarico. You just heard it. This is who this guy is, and he cannot escape that. As much as he wants to drive a Ram truck and put a chicken leg up to his mouth, he is James Talarico at the end of the day.
Oh, I agree, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure stupid people are buying the bull crap, but nobody else with two brain cells to rub together is buying any of that stuff. That is an odd claim, though, that, because, is it because he's so young looking? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, because he's so young looking, they mistook me for an intern.
Uh-huh.
So, on the one hand, you're trying to show what a tough guy you are, but at the same time, I'm such a dainty little guy that people shove me around. It's like, sit down.
And that's
man.
not how it works. So, and he created the whole thing kind of Smollett-ish leading up to when he went to Austin. He kept talking about this. They're going to think I'm an intern. They're going to think I'm an intern. And then he gets there the very first day, and lo and behold, he comes out and says, they thought I was an intern.
Just can't anybody be genuine anymore. Just be. That's what another thing I love about Trump. Whether you love or hate the guy, that's
he's the real deal.
man.
He's
That
the real
is
deal.
who he is. This is a quality you don't see in many American politicians on both sides of the aisle. They're all full of crap.
Yeah, and he's the crappiest. He is the crappiest of the crappy.
But you know what I mean?
All
That's when people get frustrated with getting involved in politics or being civically engaged.
Right.
Is because all of them come off as just so full of crap.
And we got to take a break. More Ware and Rima coming up over at Stevens Roofing. They're ready to
Morning, we do have an accident on the west side on 410. This report sponsored by Lennar. This wreck is going to be on the frontage road, northbound approaching Ingram. It's in the right lane. Definitely still slow, 35 southbound FM 1103 on down to 410. That's about a 15-minute delay. 410 eastbound, that off-ramp to northbound 35. That road work is cleared and the connector ramp is reopened. Make your commute easier. New homes in the most desirable areas, ranging from the low 100,000s to the 500,000s. Discover affordable home ownership at Lennar.com today. Promotions and offers will vary by community. See a new home consultant for additional information and offer terms. Lennar is an equal housing opportunity builder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
The decision to retire is a big one. According to Jay Kirkwood, there's more to it than you think.
They've just kind of got it in their mind that, well, I'm 60 and the finances work, so I'm going to retire. That shouldn't be it. Like, there's some people that at 55, they're like, I just can't do this anymore. I'm going to retire. I'm super happy. There's other people we've got that are 70 that are working and they're like, I love it. I love going. Well, don't stop. If you love it, keep doing it.
For common sense advice on retirement, tune in to Clear Skies Retirement, Sundays at noon, right here on KTSA.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe, plus free delivery on any mattress. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com.
On BritBox, your next hidden gem is right around the corner. If you're going to be bold, here is the place to do it. Get ready for Britain's most anticipated series, streaming exclusively on BritBox. Catch new seasons of favourites, including Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
You want someone to get murdered?
And the eagerly awaited new adaptation of Agatha Christie's iconic detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence.
Do you think we're actually really good at this?
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial.
God bless you. This is Pastor Kurt from the God, Family, and Country radio show right here on KTSA. Please join me Tuesday, September 1st for a Middle East update with Artie Carney, an Israeli combat soldier. Register by August 18th at jnf.org/homefront.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Story, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Story Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm. Our office is right here in San Antonio, or call 726-202-1300, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Say goodbye to years of feeling bad, years of only taking medications that aren't fixing the problem, and years of feeling frustrated. Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Trey Ware here. Texas Rhino Shield, it's a difference maker. 9 times thicker than paint. This ceramic coating protects your home against the sun's UV rays like nothing else can. Log on today and find out how you can save $2,500 on your project. TexasRhinoShield.com.
South Texas diesel owners, when your truck's down, downtime costs money. Trust the diesel experts at DPFR. DPFR. Diesel problems fixed right. Learn more at dpfrsa.com or call 726-888-7990.
We're more than a radio station. We're your connection to San Antonio and the world. Live on air, streaming online, and on your favorite social platforms. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Led Zeppelin got the Black Dog going on. Jack and Jesse's show, Saturday 6 p.m. and Sunday at 3 p.m. Jack Riccardi, Jesse Salome, exclusively on KTSA. I said that. I said it. We are Ware and Rima. It's 8:52.
Well, we are going to be hearing it again, and I mentioned during the first hour we were talking about it. I like that Jack asked about his politics. Obviously we have a very political sheriff, to say the least, and he asked Salome, is your politics going to come into it? And he said, no, I'm an appointed official. My politics is not going to have anything to do with the commission of my duties. So I thought the guy came off pretty good, and again, you can hear that again.
He was
Saturday
very
at
impressive.
6. He was. I thought he was.
Very impressive.
I forget who it was in the crowd that asked about, because this has been an issue with the sheriff's department, that when somebody who has an addiction is brought in and they're put in, in the cage, so to speak, that sometimes, people die because they have massive cardiac arrest when they go into withdrawals.
That was Kyle Sinclair.
That's right.
Or Tommy Calvert mentioned the jail situation, too.
And he said they're working actually with the sheriff's department, I think, on some kind of intermediary facility or some kind of way to provide folks with help. So I thought it was good.
From our lips
the whole
to
thing
the
was good.
city manager's ears.
Yeah, absolutely.
He would be wonderful.
Hey, Trish DeBerry was here, too.
She was.
Trish was here.
She was.
Jimmy Haslacher, one of my best friends for life. Crash Gillespie. Man, I even got to hug Kevin's neck yesterday.
Everybody was impressed with Jesse Salome.
I've known Kevin for 50 years, longer than he's. Yeah.
No, go on.
No,
I was talking about him. I hadn't seen him in like a long time, and he was out back, and he couldn't get in the front, and so I actually walked him through the station. So how you doing, man?
There you go. Good people.
Yeah, very good people. But it kind of leads into what I was going to talk about. We'll get a little goofy next hour, but I'm. Unfortunately, when people die, if you didn't know a lot about them, you end up learning a lot about them in a short period of time. I've learned more about Hayden Panettiere over the past 24 hours than, I just didn't follow her. I didn't know anything about her. I told you yesterday I knew her from that show Heroes, which was a long time ago when she was just a teenager still. And just a horror story on just about every level. As far as the mom, showbiz, the dark underbelly of showbiz, and
well, this all came up yesterday when you and I talked about it.
We were talking about it, and heard they were playing the 911 call yesterday on TV, all over the place, saying she was going into cardiac arrest. She was unresponsive. They haven't put out a conclusion yet, but they are saying no foul play was suspected. The way it's described, it sounds like more than likely it was some kind of overdose. Very sad, but every time I hear a story about addiction, it kind of, I kind of want to talk about it. It's sad. Mental illness, and being in a crap situation like she was apparently with her mom and just the people that she encountered as a young person in show business, combined with addiction is just. They're self-generating. They feed off each other. You know what I mean? Like the addiction is fed by the depression is fed by the addiction, and it's a circle that just keeps rolling, or a wheel that keeps rolling, and at some point it overtakes you. And apparently she had written about this in the memoir, This Is Me, A Reckoning, which I may end up reading. But it's just sad because why didn't somebody intervene? Why didn't somebody save her? And sometimes you just can't save people. You
can't.
You just
look,
can't.
I can tell you this from personal experience. You can't save people from themselves.
Yeah.
If they're bent on destruction, they're going to destroy themselves, and you can't do it. You could spend tens of thousands of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to get them the help that you think is going to help, and intervening all you want to. But if somebody's bent on destroying themselves, you can't. That's the one person you can't save somebody from. You can protect them from bad guys all day long, but from themselves you can't.
With her and just what I've described by her, she was just surrounded by bad people. You know what I mean? That you look at a kid like that who got into it very, very young, and it's like, did you even have a chance?
So
you know what I mean?
When Nancy and I talked about this at lunch yesterday, the thing was with her, and you're right, very young, about 8 months old, she was in her first television commercial and did tons of them. She was in her first soap opera when she was 4 years old. Very few of those child actors and actresses make it out alive. A handful. And Nancy, to her credit, she came up with one of the best examples of somebody who did. Because I'm sitting there racking my brain. Name for me a child actor who came out of this thing alive. Ronnie Howard.
Oh, Ronnie Howard. Yeah. I
remember watching little Opie Cunningham when he was,
Yeah, but did he have to experience what, say,
the
River Phoenix?
The dark underbelly of Hollywood is horrendous for children and adults, people of all ages.
And I'm going to go gender specific. I would say it's probably 1,000 times worse for young girls and women in that sense, who are just preyed upon, by all kinds of horrible people.
I played for you the sound yesterday of her describing that encounter on the boat with a well-known rock musician, British rock musician, that she was thrown into a bed with, and apparently there was more stuff. There's stuff about her being collared, meaning she was a property of somebody. There's all kinds of dark things that are going on, and I don't know that she did commit suicide or if she was maybe taken out. We just don't know yet. Okay, Jimmy, we'll go. More Ware and Rima, KTSA.
I became really good at hiding my teeth.
Not smiling. I had cavities. I had teeth breaking every time I'd eat something hard. It was really rough.
You get to a breaking point. I didn't realize I was doing it anymore. That's why I chose Doctor's Implants, led by Dr. Andrew Mueller.
I wanted to feel like myself again.
Missing or failing teeth don't have to define your life. Full mouth dental implants from Doctor's Implants are a permanent solution that lets you eat the food you love, smile confidently in every photo, and leave behind the endless cycle of root canals, crowns, and temporary fixes.
I looked in the mirrors and I thought, oh my, who is this woman? My heart just leaped with joy.
My wife immediately loved it. I think I smiled for like 2 days straight because it looked that good.
Schedule your no-cost medical evaluation today.
And be done with dentist.
Call now, 210-640-0000. Again, that's 210-640-0000.
Hey, it's Sean. If you want to prevent an AC breakdown at your home, start with the $89 AC tune-up from John Wayne. This tune-up includes a full 35-point inspection to keep your AC running factory fresh. Now, they don't just glance at it, they go through the system step by step. John Wayne will remove the top of your condenser fan to clean the inside of your unit properly from the inside out. That deep cleaning helps remove debris that can rust out the base of your unit. A tune-up can also help your system run better, longer, and more reliably when the heat hits. And if your system is older and you're ready for an upgrade, ask about their new AC system options. John Wayne has a cooling coupon for up to $3,000 off new qualifying AC systems. See their current offers online at johnwayne.com. Call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online and get it knocked out before the next heat wave. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 9 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. We got no heat advisories in effect this afternoon, but we're not too far away. We'll get full details in KTSA AccuWeather coming up in just a minute. The search is on for a black SUV and at least 3 suspects driving it after midnight this morning. San Antonio police say the vehicle pulled into the Woodhill Apartments, got out, started firing multiple guns into one of the units. A 25-year-old man hid inside. He would later die at a local hospital. An 18-year-old was also shot, but he's expected to recover. Detectives are looking over shell casings from both a handgun and a rifle found in the parking lot. You can read more on this developing story at the front page, KTSA.com. The preliminary autopsy of actress Hayden Panettiere finds no signs of trauma that contributed to her death.
The 36-year-old TV and film star was found unresponsive Sunday inside a residence in Greenville, South Carolina, with officials on the 911 call heard talking.
Overdose, CPR is in progress.
Everyone in centers on for cardiac arrest in Milwaukee.
The call was reportedly made by an acquaintance. A full autopsy report typically takes months to complete. Panettiere had been open about her struggles with addiction and severe postpartum depression, with her former partner and father of their daughter, Vladimir Klitschko, taking to Instagram to honor her memory. I'm Natalie Migliori.
Hearings begin this week in North Texas as attorneys for convicted killer Carmelo Anthony seek a new trial and a different judge.
Judge Don Roach presided over Anthony's murder trial in June. After Anthony's conviction, the judge said he believed the trial was fair to both sides. The prosecution wanted to build the case around race from the beginning, especially after Anthony, who's black, admitted to stabbing Austin Metcalf, who's white. Anthony's attorneys now say his civil rights were violated by tight restrictions on public access to the trial. Stacey Keene, KTSA News.
British rock group Foghat got together back in 1971, but now comes word they've got a new live album on the way.
It's called Live and Loud across the USA and was recorded during the band's 2024 and 2025 tours in the U.S. As a preview, Foghat have released their live performance of My Babe, which is available on digital outlets. The full live album will be out October the 30th. I'm Mark Mayfield.
KTSA News Time 9:02.
Good morning. Just cleared a trouble spot. This report sponsored by United States Department of Veteran Affairs. That wreck at 410 Frontage Road, northbound, approaching Ingram, just cleared. Slow 35 southbound FM 1103 on down to 410. Should take you about 15 minutes to get through. About a 10-minute ride. 1604 northbound, Calabria up to Houseman. 410 northbound, South Cross to 35. And 90 eastbound, 211 to 410. About a 10-12-minute ride. The hardest part, figuring out where to go. Safeguard Veterans connects people and resources that understand military life. Veteran-focused support, local connections. Visit safeguardveterans.net and click on your city. Safeguard Veterans, any door, the right support. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Triple-digit heat sticks with us this week. Mostly sunny today, the high of 100. Clear tonight, the low 77 along the Riverwalk and 70 in the Hill Country. Mostly sunny, still very hot Tuesday, the high back to 100. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterino with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
78 degrees, mostly clear. That heat index up to 93 right now at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
All this construction they're doing on the roads, it's already way too late. First of all, we're going to be dead and gone. We're going to be worm dirt by the time they're done with it, I'll tell you that much. But the other thing is, by the time they finish it, it's going to be 50 years out of date. They're
Yes.
building for the last 30, okay? And so Hill Davis, the CEO of Digital Brands, has moved now to Round Rock. Everybody know where Round Rock is?
Yeah.
Same place Tesla went to, and everything else is going up there anyway. He said, can I quote him?
Yep.
A direct quote?
Sure.
Because he moved from California. He said, doing business in California sucks.
Yeah.
It's a sports apparel business, and it's called Digital Brands. He got a 70,000 square foot warehouse up in Round Rock, and he moved in there. We got a lot of folks moving in to Texas. Yeah.
I was going to say the Duck Dynasty folks are coming to Texas from Louisiana, too.
Yeah. And so here is a guy by the name. It's been such a beaver-centered show this morning. Beaver Alpin. And Beaver Alpin is the owner of what?
I don't know.
Buc-ee's.
Oh, Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's.
Oh,
We have
okay.
a lot of
Of course.
opportunities. We're growing. We're building in a lot of places. But when you find a conservative, business-friendly state with a phenomenal workforce, it makes a difference. And I'm starting to realize life's too short to try to build in places that people don't appreciate what you're bringing.
Because California sucks. So here's the deal. Two points to make. The first point about Buc-ee's is stop. I love Buc-ee's, but what makes Buc-ee's so special is because it's rare. Anything that's rare is special. It's kind of like gold, kind of like diamonds, you know. If diamonds were everywhere, then they wouldn't be special. And you're taking a diamond now, and you're talking about making it into road, and don't do that. They just opened one in San Marcos. They already got one in New Braunfels. That's close enough. You don't need another one just up the road there. So you guys here, I tell you, here was the prime example of a company that went everywhere and it lost its specialness. Krispy Kreme donuts.
Right.
Krispy Kreme, when they were just in a few spots here and there, you had to seek them out. We'd go to Orlando, Florida, and we would drive about an hour in Orlando to get to the only Krispy Kreme there. Then they came here, and now they're everywhere. You can walk into your grocery store, you can walk into your 7-Eleven where you live, and there's Krispy Kreme donuts everywhere, and it's kind of like, passe. And I don't want to see, this is my first point about this, I don't want to see that happen to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is so cool and so unique.
It's already happened, Trey.
Well, I know.
It's already happened.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Once it's on every corner, kind of like they did with Starbucks, okay?
Exactly.
Then it's not cool and it's not hip anymore. So don't do it. Don't do it, Beaver. Stop.
When I first got here, I fell in love with Buc-ee's. I just thought, this is the Parthenon of convenience stores. And in the years since, I'll see people I went to high school with, and they're posing with the beaver. And I'm like, oh, you must be in Texas. And they're like, no, I'm in, some other state in Tennessee or some other place with a Buc-ee's. And it's like, no, it's not as special,
It's
man.
kind of like Whataburger.
Whataburger, same thing, yeah.
Well, look at what happened to Kmart.
Well,
right. Well, yeah. Anyway.
So
no, Buc-ee's is, it's not as special as it used to be.
That's my first point. The second point is, guys, you are going to overbuild this state. You are already in the process of, you have maxed out the water in this state. You are about to max out the power, just the infrastructure. Let's not even talk highways, because I'll get super pissed. Because the highway situation here, you have destroyed it. You weren't thinking ahead. TxDOT, you suck. The whole thing has gone super bad here, and we're in bad trouble now. You think the 405 in L.A. is bad? That's right.
You're going to have,
We already do, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse as time goes on here in Texas. But the critical stuff like water supply, that's a limited resource. You can't. You haven't built what I said 40 years ago. Right down at the coast, we should have been building desal plants and desalinating water down there, and then trucking it up here, or build your pipelines and get it up here, get it all around here, and catch dams. Sean, you weren't here at the time, but probably 30 years ago, we had the hellacious battle here in San Antonio because they came in. The feds came in. And they said we were draining the aquifer too much, that it was going down too far. And we said, how much is down there? Now, the feds couldn't tell you. They could say, well, the test well is at 632 feet. But they had no idea how far down the aquifer went. But they were afraid that we were going to kill a blind salamander that lived down there that was an endangered species. They just pulled it out of their rear end.
I remember reading about that.
I called it the blind fart darter because it was such a mess. It was horrible that we had to deal with this thing. And so they came in and they put limits on it. You can only pull out this amount down to this amount on the test well, and you can't go below that because you may kill the fart darter. Okay, so we have been dealing with a limited resource anyway, and I was screaming 30-some-odd years ago, right here on this radio station, we need catch dams. Go out here and build catch dams. Can you imagine what catch dams would have done last month?
Oh, God.
Can you imagine when we had all that rain?
Not a water.
You would have water here forever.
And also last year.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. Anytime
Big
you got
turnaround.
a big rain, like what we had last year and last month, you would fill those catch dams up and you'd be full of it. But instead of doing that, they decided, well, we'd just rather buy water from somewhere else. So we go to Trinity and we buy water, and we'll truck in water, and we'll put while we're selling water, we'll buy water from people at the same time. It didn't make any sense. So we have a limited resource called water, which we rely on the aquifer for here. But the same is true anywhere in the state of Texas you want to look at. Anywhere.
Right.
And it's a critical situation now. It's been a critical situation for years. We are in an unprecedented drought right now. Even after all the rain, we're not out of a drought. And we have a situation here where you keep bringing people in here, you won't be able to support them. And I got to give a little kudos to Comal County real quick, because New Braunfels and Comal County, they have turned down some of the extra growth. They've had you go up there now and you look around and you say, what are you going to start doing? Stacking house on top of house up here in Comal County? Because they're building everywhere. River Road has got houses going up all over the place. It's ridiculous what's happening across from the Ice House where you used to play, Jimmy. It's all this gigantic neighborhood over there now.
One developer was trying to do, I think, 800 lots.
Oh, it's crazy.
Out by Canyon Lake up around the south side.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, we can't do it.
But you got all those communities there on River Road where, at the Ice House where you used to play, right there in the corner, which doesn't exist anymore. But now it's all these big neighborhoods with these gigantic places, and you ain't got the water. Much less electricity. Right. During the summer, we all got to turn our power off.
To your original point also about the roads, I had to go down 1604, and I don't, go down 1604. I mean, I live right off it, but I try not to go down it if I don't have to. But I had to last week, and I hadn't seen, it looks like something in L.A. That they're building with all the ramps and all the overpasses. I mean, it's a gnarled mess. You mentioned the 405. I mean, it's really starting to look like that. Man.
Well, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah.
When they open it up and get it done, it's still not going to be enough. And so we've got a major problem here. What I was going to give kudos to Comal County and New Braunfels about, they have told some builders, no, we can't put in a new neighborhood in here because we don't have the resources to do it. And we need more of that. We need more people to say, we can't do it. We can't support it. Now, I'm not anti-growth. Don't anybody go painting a town saying, where's anti-growth? Because that would be a dumb thing on your part to say that about me. What I am is trying to be smart about what we don't have, and we don't have enough resources. Yes, sir.
But you are anti-blind salamander.
You are fart darter. You're anti-fart darter.
Exactly. Well, and then we went through the golden cheek warbler phase as well. And I'm like, you people are crazy.
We've had talks about this in the past about employers staggering times to come in because of
We
traffic.
have, Jimmy. You're right.
And so maybe we have to start looking at that. And some people, you're going to start at 10 a.m.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and that is a discussion. I remember having many of those discussions on the air with leaders.
Staggering work hours. And shifts,
oh man, when you start getting into that traffic situation, you start talking about we started talking about taking days off. So certain companies would take a Monday off, certain companies would take a Tuesday, and the same thing with schools. Instead of schools being open 5 days a week, they'd be open 4 days a week, and this school district would be open on these days, and that school district on those days, and all that kind of stuff, just to figure out what we're going to do with traffic. But beyond traffic, guys, I'm telling you, water is not funny. When you don't have water, you don't have life. And
it's kind of necessary.
100%.
Just about everything.
100%. And I'm a yard snob. I work really hard on my yard. I like it to be lush and green and beautiful and all that kind of stuff. But even I am replacing a lot of it now with xeriscape type landscaping, trying to get rid of as much as I can. And the backyard, I got kind of a country looking backyard anyway. It sits on a hill. And I'm probably a half acre, a little less than half acre. I don't know, somewhere along in there. I'm just letting it quarter acre. I'm letting that quarter acre go natural. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to water it. I'm not going to plant on it. I'm going to throw some wildflower seeds down there and let it go.
I've been letting my backyard go natural for a while, but for different reasons.
I'm thinking about doing AstroTurf in the backyard.
Well,
AstroTurf.
Jimmy, okay, good. I'm glad you brought that up because there's one side of my house. It's about 6 foot wide and about 100 feet long. I've already looked at that. To put that down, that stuff is so expensive.
And it's hot.
So expensive. I don't mind the heat because the grass is that section of grass is in the sun 24 hours, and I just quit watering it. I just said no more. So it's now clover and weed and whatever else will grow over there. But I've taken a look at that, and it's just so expensive to do. And maybe that's what we take a look at is somehow helping to subsidize that. I don't know the answers, but I will tell you this growth with these guys from these companies that are going, hey, it sucks in California, let's go to Texas. Don't bring your politics here. You leave in California because you voted that politics, because you voted for Talarico in California. So don't come here and vote for him. Leave that in California because that's what chased you out of there.
Well, I know you probably get bored of me saying this, but that's what happened in Colorado. I saw it happen with my own eyes in a period of about 10 years where people started moving in. They started building up all these suburbs to Denver, basically expanding Denver all the way down to Colorado Springs, and they brought their politics with them. And you can look at Colorado right now, and look at who's the governor, and you can see exactly how that stuff happens.
At best, right now, Texas is purple.
Right.
At best. And so
Right.
that's why this Talarico thing is yes, sir. Yeah, you looking at me like I'm drinking, but I'm telling you right
it's
now.
blood red. Look at the counties. Blood red.
No. The urban cores are definitely
I'll
blue.
grant you that.
Cities are definitely
blue.
Tarrant
Including
County,
hardcore blue.
Even Tarrant County went red the last 3 elections.
Well, let's see
It's
how
changing.
let's see how close this gets here.
Yep.
With Talarico. But you've got so many Californians. You got people from Illinois. You got people from New York who have moved into Texas. And I'm sorry, but they don't change their politics when they get here.
They do.
No,
Yes.
come on.
I did a story like 4 years ago, about 5 years before I came here, when COVID was happening. You had people pouring out of Illinois, New York, and California.
We'll see.
Those top 3. And the indicators are they're leaving not because they're leaving under financial duress.
Sure.
And a percentage of them, a great percentage of them, are not taking their politics with them.
Well, Jeff and Jessica Robertson are coming here, and I don't think they're changing their politics.
Oh, many won't. Don't get me
Dynasty.
wrong. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but you've got a high percentage that are like, it's time to turn things around.
Well, from your lips to God's ears, but that hadn't been how it's borne out before.
Yeah, no.
You look
that's
at
true.
Bernie right now, and I can tell you 20 years ago, Bernie was as blood red as you're going to get, and today Bernie's blue.
But they do have a Little League baseball team in the World Series.
True that.
Wealth Watch Advisors is
Good morning. We are working a trouble spot at 410 northbound Old Pearsall Road, southwest side of town. This wreck is in the left lane, stop and go from Somerset, so it's going to set you back about 10 minutes. We did have some road work at 35 southbound Wiederstein that did clear. Still left behind a little bit of a slow residual delay. 1604 northbound Calabria to Houseman, 5-7-minute ride. 410 northbound a bit slow, South Cross to 35, and 90 eastbound 211 and Loop 410, noticing a little bit of a delay. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
The biggest interviews, the hottest topics, the local stories that matter most.
At the beginning of every hour, they give me a news update.
San Antonio's conservative superstation. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
5 years without buying soap, shampoo, detergent, or cleaners. Buy a Kinetico softener, get a free K5 drinking station, plus 5 years of Pure and Gentle. Ends August 31st. Go to KineticoSA.com.
Texacare is healthcare coverage built by Texans for Texans. Texacare was created by seasoned healthcare professionals right here in Texas. Many businesses across the state have not been able to offer basic health coverage to employees. Texacare's goal is to provide a new healthcare option that is built with Texas business in mind and that is designed to be used, keeping employees healthier and more productive at work and for their family. Texacare plans are designed with the goal of making it easier for people and their families to stay healthy, with benefits like no copay, unlimited virtual care visits with licensed doctors, 24/7, no appointment, no waiting in an office. Texacare plans also cater to individuals with chronic conditions. 4 no copay visits a year to your primary care physician can help manage conditions like diabetes or hypertension. Take Care Texas. For more information, check out the website Texacare.com. That's Texacare.com.
Dave Ramsey here. When your AC quits, the plumbing backs up, or something electrical goes sideways, you need straight answers. That's why I recommend Champion Home Services. They handle heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. One company with no pressure and no games or upselling. Just honesty and clear pricing before anything starts. You see the purple Champion trucks and their belt buckle logo all over town. Champion believes in doing things the right way the first time. They show up on time, respect your home, they respect your money, and they do the work like professionals should, helping you sleep better at night. So when you need reliable AC, plumbing, and electrical help from people you can trust, call Champion Home Services at 210-528-1604 or go to championac.com. Trustworthy, Texas-proud home services, championac.com. And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Things in Washington, D.C. may seem unsettled at times by their lack of progress, but one department in the U.S. government is progressing. That is the IRS. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS is in full function to collect on unpaid taxes. If you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and get it resolved. Don't think the government is too busy to focus on my issues. Too many of my clients thought the same. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Lance Story Law Firm. Our office is right here in San Antonio, or call 726-202-1300 or visit LanceStoryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey, it's Trey here from my friends over at Here in Texas. People that really changed my life and added to the quality of my life. You know, I was born with hearing loss. It was an impairment that I had for my entire life, but being in radio and driving race cars, flying airplanes, riding motorcycles, shooting guns, and playing really loud guitars, all those things, that certainly didn't help. So my hearing got worse over time. And I went to see Dr. Sally and the team at Here, H-E-A-R, here in Texas. She tested my hearing, found out exactly what was going on, and then prescribed hearing aids for my particular hearing loss. And I'll tell you, the very first time my wife said hello to me when I was wearing my hearing aids, it was such an emotional event because I could finally hear her. After 43 years of marriage, of listening to her through a glass, all of a sudden, I heard her angelic voice perfectly. Let that be your experience too. If you have an issue with hearing or somebody you love does, please get in touch with my friends at Here, H-E-A-R, here in Texas. They do accept TRICARE and other insurance as well. H-E-A-R, here in TX.com.
The Joe Pags Show, this afternoon at 5. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
And it's Jack and Jesse, Saturday at 6, Sunday at 3. Jack McCarty, Jesse Salome, right here at KTSA 924, Ware and Rima.
Just a couple of stories here I want to toss out very quickly. This is kind of depressing. I saw this yesterday. This is through census data of some kind that a full 10% of Gen Zers since COVID to this day have no human interaction on a daily basis. They just sit in front of their damn TVs and screens and phones. They have no human interaction whatsoever. But good 10%, which is depressing. They are a socially awkward bunch. And you just kind of don't you see that? Don't you experience that when you're out in your world and you come up against, run into a young person who would be, Gen Z, and you could just tell they have absolutely no social skills whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't interact with them that much. They're 23 to 29-year-olds, so I don't know.
I mean, you go to a store, right?
Well, not really, but it's very troubling, too, when you see these kind of stats. From you say, okay, you're not going to survive. You're going to be a ward of the state because you have to have social skills. You got to know how to shake a hand.
Well, I mean, just, like I said, just going to Walmart or just going around, you just interact with people all the time, and they have no social skills whatsoever. It's sad. Let's see, the political manager for the campaign of Abdul al-Sayed made some comments about Mike Rogers. Mike Rogers did a commercial over the weekend that shows him. Now, this is really horrible what he did, Trey. This is just a horrible, horrible little spot he put out there. It's Mike Rogers in an old truck, an old Ford truck, and he's going down the street, and he has some American flags hanging off the back of that truck. And Mason Pressler, again, the political manager for Abdul Al-Sayed, says Mike Rogers' campaign has the aesthetics of a 1960s white flight suburb and a KKK cross burning. Because nothing says the KKK like a couple of American flags hanging off the back of a pickup truck.
The driver of the truck and the owner of the truck is a black man.
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter. It's still the KKK.
Rogers, new polling.
Look at that. Yeah.
New polling came out this morning, and Rogers is at 51%. El Sayed is dropping like a rock. He's down at 47% and dropping. The more people learn about this man, the more they hate him.
They do. He may not make it this round, but I don't know, man. He's a young guy. I still see him as a threat down the road. But I think it's funny when they try to recharacterize things that most people would say, hey, that's America, like the American flag. The American flag itself, at some point in recent memory, became a symbol of racism in the KKK.
Well, you got to attack our institutions.
Well, that's what they're doing, yeah.
Like 4th of July. And
4th of July was racist. Thanksgiving is racist.
Yeah,
it's all racist. And so I thought it was kind of a cool commercial, and you're right. Yeah, the owner of the truck is black. Makes kind of the racial component a little hard to... No. Actually, it's not, because black people can be white supremacists too.
That's what this one is, obviously.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about M&G Bank. They got a brand new branch location.
Cash for back to school. Register now to win at KTSA.com. Good luck from News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Energy efficient windows built to last. Call Precision Windows and Doors at 210-596-6588. PrecisionWindowsSA.com.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
Before getting full mouth implants, here's what I wish I knew. Not every implant provider is the same.
The surgeon matters, the experience matters.
The procedure is too important to choose based on speed or price alone.
That's why I chose Doctor's Implants, led by Dr. Andrew Mueller. When it matters this much, expertise is everything.
Full mouth dental implants aren't just about replacing teeth. They're about getting your life back. Eat what you want, smile without hesitation, and stop living through the cycle of failing teeth and temporary dental work. Discover the permanent solution at Doctor's Implants.
Get your no-cost medical evaluation today and be done with dentists.
Call now, 210-640-0000. Again, that's 210-640-0000.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. a place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry. We can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
Nobody builds a business without hearing a few reasons it won't work. Too risky, too crowded, too ambitious. But the people who move things forward usually hear those words first. Because growing a business takes more than optimism. It takes nerve, and eventually, a partner built for what's next. That's Next Rodeo. Big thinking, proven creative. For businesses still moving forward. Next Rodeo. The difference between the business you have and the business you want. Meet us at thenextrodeo.com.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built Americans' financial foundation on the principle of sound, stable money, a principle later embodied by the gold standard. However, we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have since seen inflation erode the dollar's value. This is Stephen K. Bannon. What is the foundation of your savings? Birch Gold Group has been helping Americans solidify their savings with gold for the past 15 years. They help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless five-star reviews, let Birch Gold help build your foundation with gold. To learn more, get your free info kit from Birch Gold by texting SECURE to 989898. That's SECURE to 989898. Take a stand for your financial future. Text SECURE to 989898 right now to receive your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group.
Message and data rates may apply.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
If your garage door won't close and your house feels wide open, don't panic. Precision Garage Door of San Antonio handles emergency repairs fast. Trained techs, guaranteed work, garage doors only. Call Precision Garage Door and sleep easy tonight.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
One man is dead and a teenager in the hospital after a shooting on the Northwest Side early this morning. We've got more on the front page at KTSA.com. What's the real reason President Trump is backing away from joint military exercises with South Korea? We're going to find out at 10 o'clock. And one woman's lucky to be alive after two houses caught fire late Monday afternoon. More on that coming up as well. KTSA News Time 9:34.
Good morning. Still working that trouble spot on the southwest side on Loop 410. This report sponsored by Mattress Firm. Got a crash at 410 northbound Old Pearsall Road, taking up a left lane. It's a 20-minute delay, slow from Somerset. Through the Schertz area, 35 southbound Wiederstein on down to 410. That's still rolling a bit slowly. Comal County up in Spring Branch on 281 northbound between Highway 46 over to Spring Branch Road. Got a rollover accident, so we do have a closure. Still sleeping on that old bed? Mattress Firm sleep experts can help you choose the perfect upgrade. They'll guide you every step, answering your questions. Shop today, save big during the best sale of the year. They make sleep easy. Mattress Firm. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Make sure you stay well hydrated this week as big time heat sticks with us. Mostly sunny today, the high of 100. Clear tonight, the low 77 along the Riverwalk and 70 in the Hill Country. Mostly sunny, the high back to 100 for Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now we're up to 83 degrees. The heat index 100 at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
9:36, Ware and Rima, KTSA. Okay, now this song has a rather dark ending to it. I'm just going to tell you that up front because it does involve a loss of life, okay?
Right.
All right? Okay. But anybody else freaked out about bugs around here other than Elaine?
Bugs?
Bugs.
What do you mean, just bugs in general?
Yeah, pests, you know.
Yeah, a little bit.
Never really thought about it.
You don't swat bugs when they get near you.
I haven't seen any around here.
No. Wherever you are. No.
Just in general?
Yes.
Yeah, if it flies, it dies.
That's the way you look at it?
Yep.
That's why I cover my coffee. And
Yes, she does.
When
she
you're here?
does. She
The
covers
bugs don't fly into it?
And when you guys
You know, honestly, I do the
flying
same
by.
because my cup over there has a top on it. And I make sure it's clicked shut for that very reason because I have had it open here and I drunk a bug.
You drunk a bug.
Drunk a bug.
That's good proteins, right?
Oh, that's that's the way I look at it.
Until it's an Asian hornet.
Well, that's bad protein. Yeah.
You know, I got those. I don't have an Asian hornets, but I got South Texas hornets at my house.
Yeah, they don't
They
kid
ain't
around.
funny, man.
Yep.
They will. They hurt.
Yep, they'll kick your tail.
Yeah, and they like to be. See,
What's the difference?
Huh?
The difference.
The Asian's a lot bigger.
Well, yeah, and they fly a different way. In South Texas, they wear cowboy boots and a hat.
They got a bad attitude in Texas.
And they really do. But
you can see it in their eyes.
Yeah, you can. You really can tell the
I'm
difference.
gonna bite you, son.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sting you.
And so I sit on the front porch every afternoon because I
Right.
got a swing out there, and that's where they love to come because it's so, the overhang and all that. They love to get in there. So anyway, a woman a New Jersey woman is driving through Pennsylvania, and she's got her windows down, and some creepy crawly bug comes flying in the window, and she starts swatting at this thing. And she forgets she's driving a car.
Oops.
Oh, no.
Oops.
And I told you the dirty part. She's, or the bad part, dark part. She went over in the other lane, hit a motorcyclist, and
Oh, no.
and his girlfriend, and they're both they killed them both. So she's facing manslaughter and all that kind of stuff. But bugs will do that to you.
Yeah.
For some people, they just lose their minds around bugs. Totally lose
some
it.
people got, allergies too, like bee sting out. My mom had really bad bee sting allergies, so she had to be really careful around bees.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But for me, they don't bug me.
Yeah.
Bugs don't bug me. I don't worry about them.
Is there something that does like that? Is there a pest other than a raccoon that bugs you?
Raccoons don't bug me anymore.
You don't care?
No.
You're over it?
Diverticulitis cured me of a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I worry about medical procedures. I don't worry about animals. Grizzly bears, things that are large carnivorous animals that can outrun your ass. I tend to be a little worried about those. But
so the buffalo that got the guy the other day, that'd be a problem.
Yes, and I actually brought up a list. I don't think we got to it on the air, but of the most dangerous animal in every state.
We did that.
Did we do it?
We did about a month ago. Yeah.
Oh, I guess
Remember,
we
it was
did.
a snake. We talked about
that's right.
Rattlesnake was number one. In most
a
of the
bull
states.
Moose, elk.
Yes,
I did come up on one of those in the middle of the highway once, in the middle of the night.
That's when we talked about the woman who had got bit at her flower garden and she went running off.
Oh, that's right.
Remember
that's
that?
Right.
Because it was a rattlesnake that got her in the hand.
Bugs. I mean, they don't really bother me. For the most part. I hate it when a fly gets stuck in my car and I open up all the windows and the damn thing won't fly out.
That's a pain in the butt.
I'm giving you freedom, man. Come on.
Right.
Head towards the light.
Right. And the same thing with bees. I'll be in the pool, and I got all these beautiful flowers, so the bees are attracted to it, and then they fall in the water, and I do not allow bees to die. I save bees, man.
Do you really?
Yeah, man. Without bees, we die.
Yeah, but
human
if it's in
beings
your
do
pool,
not survive.
I don't know.
No, I dig them out, man.
Do you give it mouth to mouth? That'd be a little tough.
Well, I would try if I had to, but sure.
Bee CPR.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm with you that bees have a purpose. It's the wasps I can't stand.
Wasps, that hurts.
Wasps have a great purpose too. It's just when they're close to where you're living. You know what the purpose is?
I don't.
All them bad worms and stuff that's in your yard, they'll eat all that stuff. And so they will keep your yard real healthy but just keep them away from the doors and all. This
That is
I
a
say kill
painful
'em all.
sting. Kill them all.
I know.
She's
Let
going
God sort
Metallica.
about it.
Triazicide.
She does every
Kill 'em
time.
all.
She buys all that stuff from Home Depot, the Triazicide and Amdro and all that stuff. She's out there spraying that stuff
No,
everywhere.
Ralph's out there spraying it.
Yeah.
I just like to go outside and smell chemical.
Yeah, she
Oh, my
does.
God.
She
Yes.
loves that.
I love the smell of pesticide in the morning. It smells like victory.
It smells like Agent Orange in Vietnam. That's what her yard smells like. Well, I'll tell you one other thing. We talked about this before is fire ants, man. They got to go.
I was just going to ask you, what's the purpose of fire ants?
There is none.
Yeah,
I actually looked that up.
To cause pain?
There is none. They aerate your yard sometimes with their mound underground, but that's it.
Right.
They need to go back to Brazil where they down. But hey, you know what? I need mini ice. We need ice to deport all the fire ants back to Brazil. You know what? You fire ants are illegal aliens. They snuck in here in Alabama they did.
Get
in
them the hell out of here.
1934, they came into Alabama
We
and
don't
they
want
came
no
in as
foreigners.
they snuck in on a boat down there. That's right, they're illegal aliens. Let's round up all the fire
Come
ants
in
and
here.
send them back to
Come in
Brazil.
here taking all our American ant jobs. Got to get them out of here,
I
man.
am. I'm on it now. We're going to get Tom Homan on this one.
Well, they're violent because
Fire ants.
I'm
Well,
looking
they're
at
like MS-13.
I'm looking at a little mark on my thumb of where a fire ant bit me first time in my life about 6 weeks ago. It's healed, but I can still see it.
First time in your life that you got bit by a fire ant?
Yes, sir.
What do you do? You live in a bubble. You're the boy in the bubble. You John Travolta.
I
or
told
what?
you, if it flies, it dies. And if
Yeah.
it crawls, it's not far away.
I encountered some fire ants for the first time in Austin when I lived there. That's no fun. They hurt.
We had a day, we went out on the football field in August for 2 days, and they had sprayed the field with water. They had sprinklers on, and it was in August. So we got out there, and we were running around in sprinklers, and we were sliding.
They love water.
By God, we were sliding, and we were sliding, and we were tumbling and everything, and then all of us jumped up at the same time, and we were all covered.
Wow.
With red,
And then
stingy
you guys
bites.
ran real fast, and the coach was
We
like,
did.
"That's the way I want it done."
That's it. We actually stripped on the field and took our clothes off in the middle of the afternoon because you got to get that stuff off.
That's how you rush the quarterback.
That is
naked.
You know what? Maybe that's what the Cowboys need this year.
More
we need
fire
to get
ants.
Yeah,
Fire ants. Yep.
fire ants and a jock strap.
Well,
That'll
like
work.
Sean said, he ran into in Austin. Remember, they used to train at St. Edward's University about 20 years ago?
They did.
Bring them out of California,
That's
get them
right.
toughened up, and get them around the fire ants.
Put them in the jock strap. Those guys will be sacking the quarterback all day.
Fire ants and a jock strap. That just sounds horrible.
Yes, that's the point.
And
Well,
bring
yeah.
back 2-a-days to the NFL.
All right, quick break.
I'll carry every time we do a show. I always carry at least one little memory from it, and today it'll be fire ants and the jock strap.
Oh, there you go.
It'll stick with
That's
me
a
for
visual.
a long time.
Well, at New Bath today, they are here to build you a bathroom that is just going to be stellar. It's going to be everything that you dream that your bathroom can be. Seriously about that, guys. New Bath today has that for you. They can provide a free quote that's good for up to 1 year. So if you can dream it when it comes to a bathroom remodeling project, New Bath today can build it for you. Any description, anything you want to do in there, they are the ones to pull this off for you. They started as safe showers, the low step-up entry and the non-slip floor and no grout and all that stuff. Really cool, their safe showers. But then they started to do the entire bathroom. And when they do your bathroom for you, they can put that non-slip floor throughout the bathroom. So if you're trying to age in place, and Nancy and I are doing that with our home, we want to stay there forever if we can. And so they can put that non-slip floor in there, and it looks great, by the way. It comes in all the styles and colors that you can imagine. They got great cabinetry and sinks and mirrors and everything. And if you don't really know specifically what it is you'd like to do in your bathroom, they can help you with all that. They got a design team that they can put their noggins together and come up with some great designs for your bathroom as well. And right now, $0 down, 0% interest, and no payments for 24 months. So you can get your New Bath today done now and use their money for the next 2 years to enjoy it at newbathtoday.com. AccuWeather, mostly sunny, at least 100 today. Right now, 81 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few trouble spots. This report sponsored by rockauto.com. Southwest side, 410 northbound Old Pearsall Road. That wreck still taking up a left lane. 17-minute delay has you stop and go from Somerset. We've got a rollover accident in Comal County up in Spring Branch on 281 northbound from Highway 46 over to Spring Branch Road. That is closed. And noticing some delays along 35 southbound Wiederstein on down to 410, where we had some earlier road work that did clear left behind a slow residual delay. A failed strut can turn any drive into a rough ride. When it's time for repairs, Rock Auto makes finding the right part easy. Shop name brands at lower prices and have parts shipped directly to your door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, it's Sean. We want to thank Dr. Mark Havercorn and all our friends over at River City Oral Surgery for bringing you Jack Riccardi's town hall yesterday with the police chief-to-be, Jesse Salome, and got to see Mark yesterday. I've seen a lot of Mark Havercorn over the past week. He pulled a tooth for me at River City last Friday. And to tell you what, the cost was great, very affordable. All the pricing, as you know, is on the website. I'll give you that website in a second. You can go on there whether you want wisdom teeth taken out, you need a bad tooth taken out like I did. You're looking at dental implants. You can see all of the pricing on the website because he believes in transparency. And I'll tell you what, it was a great experience. It's the first time I really met a lot of the staff. They were very cool. Took them about 5 minutes. I've had no ill effects. I have no pain with this tooth extraction. So thank you, Mark, for pulling my tooth as well at River City Oral Surgery. But call them up if you want to make an appointment. You do not need a referral. 210-778-0002 or look them up online at rivercityoms.com.
Looking for quality flooring? The Flooring Connection outlet, formerly Green Carpet Company, has the same great service, in stock, and free home estimates. 1132 Arion Parkway behind Northside Ford. Different name, same great service. The Flooring Connection.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Trey here from my friends over at Here in Texas. People that really changed my life and added to the quality of my life. You know, I was born with hearing loss. It was an impairment that I had for my entire life, but being in radio and driving race cars, flying airplanes, riding motorcycles, shooting guns, and playing really loud guitars, all those things, that certainly didn't help. So my hearing got worse over time. And I went to see Dr. Sally and the team at Here, H-E-A-R, Here in Texas. She tested my hearing, found out exactly what was going on, and then prescribed hearing aids for my particular hearing loss. And I'll tell you, the very first time my wife said hello to me when I was wearing my hearing aids, it was such an emotional event because I could finally hear her. After 43 years of marriage, of listening to her through a glass, all of a sudden, I heard her angelic voice perfectly. Let that be your experience too. If you have an issue with hearing or somebody you love does, please get in touch with my friends at Here, H-E-A-R, Here in Texas. They do accept TRICARE and other insurance as well. H-E-A-R, Here in TX.com.
What if one smart decision could improve your water and eliminate 5 years of shopping for everyday soaps and cleaners? This month only, buy a Kinetico water softener and receive a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system at your kitchen sink. Plus, 5 full years of pure and gentle personal care and household cleaning products. That means no buying hand soap, body wash, shampoo, laundry detergent, dish soap, all-purpose cleaners, and more for 5 full years. You can choose from a wide variety of fragrances or select fragrance-free options for your family. Kinetico gives your home better water, helps protect your plumbing and appliances, and is built to be the last water softener you will ever own. But this offer ends August 31st. Once August is over, the 5-year Pure and Gentle package is over too. So make the wise decision. Call Kinetico today and get better water, a free K5 station, and 5 years of essentials. A one-time, limited-time Kinetico offer at 210-656-PURE.
KineticoSA.com.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
Still using the I got a guy approach for your digital marketing? Relying on one person in today's rapidly shifting online landscape is costing you more in lost opportunities. You need the deep bench expertise of Conrex Digital. We provide more than just a presence. We deliver results. From high converting websites and SEO to engaging social content and lead generation on Google and Meta, we handle it all. Dominate your competition with expert programmatic and streaming TV campaigns. Bold marketing, real results. Visit conrexdigital.com. Conrex Digital makes it happen.
These are today's
today's top headlines.
It's primary day in 3 states, Wyoming, Alaska, and in Florida, where the governor, Senate, and House seats are up for grabs. No new discussions are planned to end the 6-month war in Iran, and battling to control the Strait of Hormuz continues. ABC is suing the FCC over its decision to force a renewal of their TV licenses 2 to 5 years earlier than scheduled.
Don't miss a thing. Stay connected for whatever's next.
News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
9:51, Ware and Rima, KTSA. It's the Jack and Jesse Show. Jack Riccardi, Jesse Salome, this coming Saturday, 6 p.m. and Sunday, 3 p.m. And congratulations, Jack. It was a great event yesterday.
Hello.
Hello, darling. Hello.
Phil.
Well,
Phil.
I didn't want to say anything in case he jumped in.
Right. Oh.
Okay. Apparently, he's not going to join us. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
So, Mr. Rima, how about it?
I was impressed by the guy. I mean, I kind of like the answers he gave.
What impressed you
Jesse
most?
Salome.
Was it just his overall composition of him?
Well, yeah,
where
in
he handled
general,
himself?
He sounds genuine. I mean, you and I, we like McManus, Bill McManus. We knew him for a while, a long time. I met him, obviously when I got here. You and I had been critical at different times of, some of the illegals. Remember the truck that came into town and stuff, and we had talked about.
And he answered a question like that yesterday.
What's that?
On the ICE and
right.
the SAPD working with ICE.
Right, he did. Right, because we had been critical of the SAPD at different times in regards to that.
Actually, I was going to tell Trey, but I'm not going to mention the people, but I think he flipped some of the people in the audience who were apprehensive and backing him up because but when he was done and he was so personable, he's a hometown guy.
Yeah.
And I think he's got it.
I found him to be a very genuine guy, and I got
very genuine.
My
He's been doing
bullcrap
this
radar out. Yeah,
27 years.
Been at a long time,
and it's a hometown person. His family's here. He grew up here. He knows San Antonio back and forth. And if another chief gets chosen from another city or out of state, it wouldn't behoove us.
Yeah.
I think it would benefit us for him.
Well, that's not going to happen. They're not going to bring anybody from the outside. What they're doing right now is they're going through the EEOC requirements of interviewing all the people they have to interview. Now, I met Bill McManus when he first got here, okay?
Right.
And we became extremely close. He even came to my kids' funerals.
Yep.
He was just one of the greatest guys I've ever met. So kind, and we always talked about barbecuing. He loved to barbecue and all that stuff. We did get crossways over that deal. It was when was it? 13 or whenever it was over here.
A while ago, long time ago.
And I had said at that time that looks like a Cheryl Scully operation. Like she called him up and said, "Go over there and take charge of them and release them."
That's what it was. Right.
And so we were a little crossways for a little while over that. But he came up here one day and we sat down in the back room over there, locked the doors together, and we just sat there and talked all this out. And he was just so pleasant and easy to get along with. He is one of those guys that I think is the standard bearer, and he's going to do great at Pearl. That's Bill.
Sure.
This new guy worked with Bill all those years.
Right.
So this is going to be seamless.
I like the mental health question. I like the way he handled that with, what's the police, what's the law enforcement's responsibility when you're coming up on a mental health issue, and he was very measured in how he answered that.
He's very measured.
we want people who are trained in that kind of situation to be kind of the people at the front end of it, which I thought was a good answer.
Do you know that also was a Bill McManus thing?
Was it?
Yeah. I was speaking one day over at Laurel Ridge, and 2 police officers were there. And they were kind of sort of plain clothes. They had blue jeans on and a SAPD T-shirt kind of thing, or a golf shirt kind of thing, and then the gun on their hip. And I was talking to them, and they said this was Bill's new thing. When there's a mental health component to it, they go first.
Right.
They're the first ones to go. So I had him on, and I said, tell me about this. And that was the whole idea, was a unit to go deal with the mental health first, and then if you needed the the big guys, the big guns to come in, then they would call for
Well, that's what I
that.
liked about his answer, because the way it goes to the opposite extreme is you got social workers handling every call, and these are the defund the police people and those creeps and all that stuff. So I thought his answer on that was very good.
He's going to be a good chief, and I'm glad that Bill McManus endorsed him before he stepped away.
Yeah. I just I hope that he has, and I don't know. I'm hopeful that he's going to have the rank and file back, the backs of the rank and file.
I think that's everything
with
law enforcement.
That's why I said I hope that that's going to be the situation.
I have been friends with him for at least over 20-something years.
Jesse.
And he's got police officers' backs.
Good, because that brotherhood means everything, or that fraternity, if you will. If they feel you don't, if they feel the chief, if they don't have confidence in the chief, to have their backs, because I've seen other towns where it was where they didn't feel the chief, they didn't feel a connection with the chief, and there was a lot of tension, and I think he'll have that. Yeah, certainly. So, what do you think? Basically, all in all.
No, I'm very hopeful.
Yeah,
I'm very hopeful. And I think that he's going to be the kind of guy. Like I said, it's going to be a seamless transition. But everybody has their own ways of doing things too, so there's going to be some changes. When Bill came in, I knew a lot of the assistant chiefs. I knew all the chiefs that were there. Al Philippus was one of my favorite people on planet Earth. He was just a sweetheart of a guy. But it continued on through the rest of them as well. I knew a lot of the assistant chiefs. My former brother-in-law was an assistant chief, and he was up for the job, and Bill got it. And a lot of those guys ended up leaving because they said, we didn't feel like we got a fair shake, and they brought Bill from outside of town. But one thing about Bill was, and I think Jesse's going to be the same way because I've seen him do it, anytime there was a shooting or something that happened, you knew that Bill was going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning,
absolutely.
It didn't matter. Liz and I'd be sitting here listening to the scanners and all that, and then looking at the pool reports, and Bill's there. It's 2:30 in the stinking morning. He got out of bed and went down there.
The night before, that Monday morning, yesterday morning, he was
Jesse was at a place at the shooting.
I think it was at midnight or 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I do remember one time we were doing a show and Bill came in, and I happened to have a ball cap that had a pot leaf on it, or a hat of some kind. He kind of looked at me and went, "Nice hat, Sean." I'm like, you going to shake me down? No.
Jesse's going to be a good chief. From our lips to the city's ears, or the city manager's ears.
Well, I think that like I said, he's the chosen one, and I think Eric is kind of leaning heavily toward him, and so is that's his boss.
Yeah.
And with Bill's endorsement, but again, guys, they just got to go through the formalities of the EOC. They have to interview everybody. They got to talk to everybody who is a legitimate candidate for this, and so it takes time to do that. And then
he was quite impressive, and if you want to hear it. It's going to be replayed this weekend, but also you can go to Jack in 60 Seconds and hear the podcast from yesterday.
And Jack in 60 is coming up next. We out of here.
Spread the love. Don't be a jerk. Bye.